Jeff McCool of Moccasin Creek and legendary country rap. One of the pioneers in the country rap game, man. And he's definitely doing a lot of good stuff, man. And we definitely are trying to talk to him today and find out what's going on in his life and what he's got going on. Hey, what's going on, my man? How are you today? How you doing
Oh,
today?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. How y'all? How you? How you
Man,
doing?
I'm doing pretty good, brother. I'm doing pretty good, bro.
Hold up,
Man.
man. I got my shit all junky.
Oh no, it's all good.
My bad.
It's
My
looking
bad.
good. It's looking good, man. How you been, brother?
Man, just trying to stay busy. Trying to stay busy. That's it.
I heard that. I heard that, man. Yeah, I just happened to be, once again, I'm kind of new to this. Just so you know,
Right,
about a
right,
year
right.
ago, I kind of ran into some music by Adam Calhoun, and then it kind of opened up a lot of different artists, because he collaborates with a lot of different people. So I ended up seeing a lot of different people, and over this time, I've up churches, the hard targets, everybody. And I saw your stuff, man, and then I heard other people talking about what you did, and particularly in terms of just pioneering the country rap, man. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring my audience a little bit into your world and show kind of where you came from and how you kind of helped lead this charge of what's going on right now, man. Because this country rap is growing, man. It's big, brother.
I was just having this conversation. I was trying to share the link real quick on my Facebook page. There we go.
Yeah,
Um, Yeah, no, it's growing, and I was just having this conversation yesterday. We were filming out at the house. We were doing some stuff, we're doing some content out here, and we were talking about that. How man, not only has it changed, it's changed drastically, but it's also changed for the magnitude of the genre. It's changed for the better, fully. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I'm an old head, so I kind of compare it to like anybody that first off, I don't follow music. I got out of following music probably 5 6 years ago when I was trying to get off the road, and
yeah,
uh I kind of stopped following for a couple reasons. One, things started sounding watered down.
yeah,
Two, and that's across the board, that's not talking what we do. And two, I did kind of stop listening to country rap because I didn't want to ever hear something or hear too much of one thing and think, oh, that's got numbers, I should probably try this, or oh, that's what I. You'll get yourself influenced accidentally if you continue just, you know what I'm saying, like
no, I
you,
hear
you
you.
want to stay true to yourself. And I had a lot of personal stuff going on, this, that, and other. Took a lot of time off. Well, about 2.5 years, 3 years, and came back about 2 years ago. And yeah, it's changed a lot. But it's super cool because when we started this in '09, 2010 ish, like, man, you couldn't have told any of us that there'd be a gold record in this genre, much less about 40 of them. You know what I mean? Like
No,
you
definitely,
couldn't.
I
It
hear
just
you.
it's really unique how it all started, how it all got to where it's at. Um, it's funny because there's a whole lot of drama going on in the business right now, which is there's always
Yeah,
drama in the music, but as far as the genre goes, and ultimately it's the most eyes that have ever been on it at one time. So like you got to be okay with that part of it.
hey, I hear you on that.
But taking that time off and not really listening to music, I'm a podcast dude. I'll listen and do my own thing, whatever. So when I got back and started being around it again, I'm like, who is this dude? Who is that? Whoa, when did this guy start being
Yeah,
like it? It was a lot of change, but ultimately, when you break it down, I think it's all been for the good. And I'm the first to say, like, I was very, very vocal 5 6 years ago with, like, man, this dude ain't country. This dude ain't. This dude ain't really like he was a street rapper like a couple. And then I got to really look back and change perspectives and be like, you're 47 years old. You got into this to rap. you just only like the only thing I knew at the time was what I lived and how I grew up. Like I've been in and out of every scenario, situation, friend base growing up. Like I was the social butterfly in my little town, and I've been in the streets, I've been in the woods, I've done all this, but coming out when I first started coming out as a 30-something-year-old rapper, like anybody gonna believe me if I'm out there talking about slinging bricks and throwing CDs out the trunk? You know what I'm saying? Like
No, no,
we were
definitely.
we were cutting trees and slinging CDs at mud bogs. It was a big difference, but I learned all that because I was so enamored and infatuated with the hip hop culture growing up. Like reading Double XL and the Source when I was in college and following hip hop and being ahead. Like you knew all the terminology. You knew these guys were hustling. You knew they were out slinging CDs in the street, this, that, and other. So it was like, what's different for us? We don't rap about the street. So about 15 years ago, we started taking and peddling our CDs at these mud bogs and off-road parks and this, that, and other. And then
Yeah,
next thing you know, man, it just kind of caught wildfire. And then, I mean, there was a small core. Like, see, Colt Ford, myself, or Moccasin Creek. Let's see, the Lax, the Moonshine Bandits, the Georgia Boys, Bottleneck, Lenny Cooper, and Demon John. I think there was like maybe 10 people total.
oh,
Smo,
okay.
and Michael Knight. There was like 10 people that were kind of, that's what they do. The country
Yeah,
rap thing. That's what they do. And you know the odds are kind of stacked against you in a business that's been around since the 1700s. You know, to come up with an entirely new genre and make it last. I mean, I compare it to the Kurt Cobain thing when he came out with grunge music. Man, grunge music was around 3 4 years. Then it turned
yeah,
into
that's
like
it.
alternative rock, and then it turned
Yeah,
into, and it's no different if you go back to what I grew up on, you know, hands down to this day, Slick Rick will still forever be the best storyteller in hip hop. And you've got
yeah,
like, you know, Big Daddy Kane was one of the first lyricists. It was just different because cadences weren't so unique back then.
yeah. Everybody had the
Uh,
same cadence.
Right,
Yeah,
same cadence. Yeah, you know, KRS One, Dougie Fresh, the things they were doing, then and then the West Coast takeover. It's like watching that. What I grew up on, basically Sugar Hill Gang turning into the Fat Boys, turning into Cool Mo D, turning into
yeah,
LL, then turning into okay. Now we're getting the biggies. Now we're getting the Pox. Now we're getting
yeah.
Andre 3000s, and it just always evolved into the bullshit that we hear today. And I'm like, ah, and 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 a lot of that is me being an old head. I mean, it's no
I
different
know.
than growing. It's no different than growing up in the Jordan era. He's forever gonna be our goat, regardless of what happens. And
Yeah,
I can still make 130 arguments as to why he still is, but a lot of that's the old head, and it's what that whole thing was about was yeah, for 3 or 4 years I was kind of disgruntled. I'm like, man, they're taking what we're doing and changing it. Now I see it that, oh, there was no preventing it. If you wanted to get to a bigger level, 10 dudes ain't gonna make it happen. It's got to evolve and get bigger and bigger. And now, I mean, like, man, there was the first ever like where everybody, there was a country rap festival last year in North Carolina that
really.
literally there were only about 4 or 5 people that already were on the road tour and had obligations. Man, there was 100 artists there, and I'm just like,
Oh,
you're not, like, it was cool because I mean most of them know who I am, and I'm not disrespecting some of the 22, 23, 24 year olds. I'm just like, bro, I could be your father, you know, like 1,000% easily. And I took the time off when you guys were developing, so I didn't know a lot of these new cats, and now watching what they're doing is pretty cool. Now it is way more hip hop based. Don't get me wrong, uh, but at the same time, that's the you can't prevent something to evolve from
yeah, that's
evolving,
the
or
evolution of it.
yeah, or it just goes away altogether, i.e., grunge rock. It's done. Like you don't hear it. You don't hear true Southern rock anymore.
Yeah,
You don't hear boom bap anymore. And I
no,
think that's what's cool is if I see clips. I see new clips of like Meth and Redman like just coming out, just murdering stuff right now in their mid 50s. Just basically
Hmm.
not. I think a lot of it. Some people are, oh man, they ain't broke. No, they're competitive and they're tired of their art form not being
Yeah,
respected.
exactly.
And you see these 21 Savages and these Travis Scotts and these cats that are worth a couple $100 million that
Yeah.
they couldn't tell you who they couldn't even, I mean, they couldn't tell you who Scarface is. They couldn't tell you about Bun B or Swish a House altogether. They're
Yeah,
not gonna
man.
tell you.
Ooh, Swisher
they're not
House, boy.
they're not
Woo,
gonna
that was
tell you
a decent
about
track
Big
today.
L or E40 or any, like, who? Like, it's just so I see it. It's a gap thing now, and I'm not upset like I used to be. I am upset with a lot of bullshit going on because it can be prevented. But at the same time, having an athletic background, man, music's the same way, and I think it's even more. It's more go get it, backstabbing. It's a different mentality,
I bet. Now let me ask you a question. How? Because this is where I want to know. Where did you start this? Like, how did you start and get
bro.
into this? What put you into this?
So obvious. I mean, a lot of people know my background. Like I was a big time quarterback coming out of high school. I played college ball and all this, that, and the other, and played in arena league, did that whole thing, and I think from the time I was about 13 or 14, I was always the stud athlete, either be on the basketball court, baseball, football, whatever. I was always the guy, and so people kind of gravitated toward me, and I got to be able to get introduced to like every sort of culture, different background, different person, different breed, different human, like whatever you came from. I learned it because I was always teammates with everybody. And I talk about it in this one song in particular where like legit like every Thursday I got my hair cut every Thursday in the Sugar Hill Projects by my homeboy Rashid while his mom, Miss Barb, would make garlic crabs and we sit on the front steps
Yeah,
and do the
that
whole
sounds
thing.
good.
And I was legit. I tell this story, and it is what it is. I'm from a town of about 10,000 people, and so I mean we know everybody. My dad, he's the you know superintendent of schools, and his brother was the head football coach and athletic director at our high. Like we knew everybody, couldn't help it. You know what I'm saying? But the cool thing was that like I could roll into Sugar Hill any day of the week, any time of the night, and this is back in the early '90s when there was still a lot of street shit that was like you didn't go places you weren't supposed to go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
on numerous occasions, I'd have a homeboy with me, and we'd be going to the projects, or I'd be going to get my hair cut, and we get stopped at a stop sign. I just roll the window down, and like, oh, what's up, white boy? And it was it. I'm good. I'm good. So I was always like accepted in the streets just because I was the quarterback. And,
Yeah,
and
no, I
I'm
know.
and I'm cool to everybody. And then at the same time, Friday night, go out and play, Friday night football. On Saturday, I'm at the country club playing golf with my daddy and his friends. And then on Sunday, I'm at the church crowd. Monday, I'm running with the white trash misfits after school. And then and then Tuesday, truth be told, I'm taking classes in drama and the art shit that I like. And then Wednesday night is church again. So it was like I had so many different groups of people that I felt
Yeah,
like I belonged to. Like, so I never really had like a real, I mean, I had a tight core, but I had a gigantic backing since the time I was kid, like a kid. Like I always had that. They would push and all that. So anyway, I was the athlete dude that went off from this small town and you know came back, worked at the high school, taught football, this whole deal. And what people find kind of funny, and I've talked about it before, I never went into a music studio until I was 30 years old. So
wow,
like
for real. Mm.
yeah, never. And that's the thing. Is like I didn't understand that I had a love for music, and now I just had this. This is crazy. I just had this conversation yesterday too. How when we were kids, we used to have CDs and cassette tapes, and we would record our favorite music off the radio. That whole deal. You had your burnt CDs, all this.
Oh
We
yeah,
used to we used to have to listen to CDs so often, or listen to a tape so often that these songs were embedded in us and music was embedded in us. You could probably right now pick out five, six, seven events in your lifetime between the time you were 12 to about 25 that you can remember what was going on. You can remember what was playing.
Everything is it's like a soundtrack. You as soon as you hear it, you start
Right. And what I'm
listen.
getting at is there, and it's a double-edged sword for me because if there was no internet, I wouldn't have no music career. So at the same time, like the internet made music great for a lot of independent people with subpar talent like myself. But at the same time, it's given us. I mean, there's probably 300,000 400,000 new songs hit the internet every day.
Every
So like,
day.
so none of them hit you like they used to hit you. You might be riding down the street, listening to your Spotify or listening to whatever, and you hear a song like, man, that's riding, that's dope, and it's on to the next one. This was I can remember pulling up to a party in the sand pits out in the woods where we used to go. And as soon as we roll up, I see two. I'm like, oh, they about to fight already. And I just remember Pac was playing. I got a head, but there ain't no screws in it. And I was like, oh, it's time for me to go too.
uh,
So it's like these little things you remember the soundtrack of your life because we had to live it differently. Now there's just
yeah,
so much stuff in front of us.
yeah,
But to answer your question, I was selling flooring in St. Augustine, Florida, where I grew up, and loved the job, had a blast. A drunken karaoke night, legitimately. I was doing a Beastie Boys "Fight for Your Right" party, doing karaoke, and you know how they put the little TV thing right in front of the stage, just a little bar, and this
yeah.
fat ass, big old fat ass girl standing. I couldn't see the words, so I just started. You know, you got your mom
Uh,
busted this and started making up words, talking about mud and trucks, this, that, and other. Some dude came up to me and was like, "Hey man, I like that country rap you was." I was like, "Country? What are you talking about? I'm drunk. I'm just out there having fun with my boys. I was always the clown, you know, whatever."
yeah,
So he took me out to his truck and he put this CD in, burnt CD, and it was the same. It was Colt Ford, and Colt had just started, like literally didn't even have an album out, nothing. It was just some burnt shit. I don't know how the dude even got a hold of it.
yeah.
I woke up the next morning. It was my day off. I called my homeboy in Gainesville. He had a studio. I said, "Yo, he's known me all my life. He knows I'm the athlete. Knows I don't have nothing to do with music. He's a music head, big studio, this, that, and other." And I called him. I was like, "Yo, I need to book some studio time." He's like, "Oh, cool. You working with somebody? You got an artist?" Something? I said, "Nah, it's for me." He started chuckling. He was like, "What you mean for you?" I said, "Well, I'm gonna come through tomorrow and lay some shit down." He's like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "I'm a country rap." He's, what are you talking about, dude?" He's just laughing, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I'll explain it when I get there." And I went there and he was like, what is this? And I told him the concept. And straight from the jump, I was like, "Listen, I grew up a diehard hip hop fan, but I also grew up in the heart of Southern rock, where like my babysitter's mother was in the plane crash with Leonard Skinner and survived.
Oh,
Like,
oh,
yeah, yeah, Leslie Anderson, you can look it up. She was like that. We grew up in a Moccasin Creek. In fact, the band is named after an old honky tonk bar in my town where all the Southern rock legends played at one time or another. Like, so I was always around diverse music, but for some reason, I mean, I was just gravitated toward the storytelling art form of the hip hop scene. Like, I mean, it was like I can remember getting McDonald's back in the day, and Happy Meals would give you a little 45.
yeah. No, you're right. I remember that.
On one side of 145 was Prince's Purple Rain, and the other one was the Fat Boys Are Back.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that. You're
I
right.
eat and drink and drink. And I tell you one thing,
They
but
sure
back those
did have
things,
that.
yeah, it was that
Forgot
Fat
about
Boys
that.
track, right?
I forgot
And
about that though.
now I'm
Yeah,
showing my age, but so I was like, what is this? And then I just kind of fell in love with that. And when Dougie Fresh came out, and he was beatboxing, and he did the Lottie Dottie, I was like,
yeah. That was
I'm
it.
I'm hooked.
Gotti.
I'm hooked on this shit, right? So I was always a fan of music, but I couldn't like. I grew up in the deep, deep South. I grew up where like all my black buddies would come to the house every day at football practice. I'm the white boy in the hood every Thursday getting his haircut. They was all accepted. It didn't matter. But my homeboy Rashid was not gonna pull up into his parents' house blasting Garth Brooks, just the same as I ain't pulling up in my driveway
Yeah,
playing Uncle Luke.
yeah.
It
No,
was
yeah.
it wasn't a race thing. It was respect to the elders
Respect.
that didn't
Yeah.
have any idea what it was. It's like, what
Yeah.
is this?
What is
So,
this? No. Yeah.
right. So it was like I always loved it, but that was what was cool being around a country and a southern background all my life is those guitar undertones and the different stuff we could
Hmm.
put into it. So long story short, when I got to college, I just remember those weight rooms. I remember the weight room every morning. It was like whatever group was in the weight room first. Like you had a chart. Like offensive linemen would be in at 6 a.m. The DBs and it would change every day. And whoever was the early group got to control the radio.
Radio.
So
Yeah.
you knew them fat ass, nasty ass, dirty ass white offensive linemen had the radio. It was
Country
some.
all day, huh?
Nah,
Straight.
believe it or not, it was generally some headbanging like Pantera, like crazy
Oh,
country
okay.
shit. And
Okay.
then you'd always get that corn-fed defensive lineman that he'll
Yeah.
throw in the defense, like they'll throw in and then it was like when skill positions, DBs, whatnot, the hip hop was on, and when quarterbacks got to choose, it was just like, hey, let's just it was out of nature. Let's mix it all up because we're all
Yeah.
team, we're all jam. And then I started looking back at that as an older man, and I'm like, damn, music was really instrumental in how I formed all my relationships and growing up from the jump. Didn't know
Yeah.
how much influence it had on me, but I had never written, never. I was always a writer. In fact, that's what I was going to school for. I was a creative writing and I'm an English major, but
Oh,
it
okay.
was so I was like, I always had that creativity side and all that. But I
Yeah.
didn't have any musical talent. Nobody in my family. Like I can't sing. I don't hear music. I don't know notes. None of that shit. So it's like it's funny with a few songs that I actually will kind of sing the hook on. They can only be in one key, like because that's the only note that I know how to hit. So like I'll ask Target or I'll ask whoever the beat is. I'm like, is it in that key I can sing? They're like, nah, you want to get somebody else to sing the hook. I'm like, cool. And I'm like, is it in that key that I can sing? They're like, yeah, you can do this. I'm like, cool. So it's like I don't understand any of it, but I'm like, I can tell stories and I can be real and I think I can touch some people. So I came into this thing a little backwards to where it's at now. Whereas, and I'm not knocking, you got a lot of the younger cats as everything's evolved. Like if you look at the country rap scene now, like I said, it's a lot more hip hop based, a lot more rap, a lot more bars, a lot more stuff like that. Well, when I came in, I had no musical background, no musical anything. I just knew I could tell stories. I learned to rap by doing that over 8 or 9 years. So now at this point in my life, I feel like I'm as good a rapper as anybody out there. Well, not as good. Like that's why I let Target and Simple Man and them they do it. Like I'm not. I know where my skill set stops. I'm just saying like it's not what it was 10 years ago. Like where everything just had to rhyme and then there was no cadence change, there was no tempo. So like I understand all that now, and it's like okay, cool. I can get down. I can bar people out if I need to. I can, but my forte is telling stories, and I think
Yeah.
that is because I grew up on country music and 90s hip hop when everything was off to the
Story.
principal.
Everything.
And they could have been corny.
Everything.
Off to the principal's office I go. Young MCs, a story.
Man.
Far side. When I went to school, I carried lunch in a bag, the apple for the
Man.
teacher because I knew I'd get a kiss. I always got
Man.
mad when class was
Was
dismissed. Like,
dismissed. You
right.
know what I mean?
And then go back to the. All right, this is a crazy jump because children's story from Slick Rick by far best story ever told
Oh,
on
best
on the
story ever
mic.
told. Come on
All
now.
right, and
That's
then
the
and
best
then
story in
and
hip
then
hop.
you got then you got a couple toss ups with there's a few out and I'm taking it from one spectrum to the other because my mind's playing tricks on me is one of the
Oh,
coldest stories
hey,
ever told. I
the
thought a movie
coldest.
should have been made like that.
No, they
That
could
song
have
was
made a
a
movie.
movie.
Yes.
I mean,
Man,
it was
especially Bushwick Bill and
last
Willie
year.
D's verse.
Well, yeah,
Last,
well, Bushwick said, and he said,
last
that's the man
year
I
having
be
a
seeing in my
weekend.
sleep. Then we triple beamed on him, dropping them up.
Dropping them
He said,
motherfucking bees on them. The
the
more
more
I
I swung, the
swung,
more
the
blood
more
flew.
blood
Then he
flew.
disappeared, and my boys
And the boys
disappeared too.
disappeared too. Hell yeah,
Just
bro.
like a fiend. Wasn't even close to Halloween. I was like, that shit, those were songs, even though it did have one, but those are songs that They didn't need videos because the story lets you create the
Yeah, you
video.
created. Yeah, you didn't need no video for none of that stuff back in the day. Really,
And that
it wasn't
that's the
big.
thing. Yeah, and so I never really put all this together on how instrument. And this is the first time I think I've said this, and so you're getting this first. Like I didn't know
There we
how
go.
instrumental music was at all until literally the last couple years. The first 10, 11 years I did this, I did it as a business. I was trying to make a living.
I hear
I
you.
saw I saw a target audience. I saw something that had never been done, and we did it. And then I made some terrible decisions over the years, personal stuff that I went through, blah blah blah. And I was like, you know what? Try to get away from it. Try to get away from it. And then just realized, like, damn, I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. It's kind of in my blood. I'm like, I'm a big believer in like uh, God's story's already written. Like it's playing.
Yeah.
Like I
Oh yeah.
I didn't plan on being in nowhere, Kentucky. I'm in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky. Never lived in Kentucky. Don't know anybody here. I've been here 2 years. I got two friends. One of them's a plumber, and one of them's an electrician because they had to come out to work at the
Yep.
house. Like that's
And they
they
friends with the
yeah.
helper.
Now and now we're homeboys. But like
Yeah.
I was here. I think I was put here to figure all that out and realize like you've been trying this, you've been trying, but your heart is in this, and you've been part of something, started something that's really cool now, and that's why I think it's only fair that somebody like me. There's a couple others that could do it, but because I have good relationships with everybody, because I have been there since the beginning, we just started and we're filming now. We're gonna do a legit. This is the story of country rap, and this is how it came about. And
Yeah. No, no.
we're
And
gonna
that's why.
document the whole thing.
And that's why I'm talking to you. I want to talk to. I actually have an interview with Hard Target. I'm interested. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like for me, this was me watching you guys, and it actually took me back. Like I'm watching you guys do this rap stuff, and it's like you saying before, the rap. Some of this new rap is like, what the am I
Yeah,
listening to? But
yeah.
when I hear you guys, I find somebody that to me is like, oh, they
Dope.
remind me of this person. Like this person
Right.
reminds me of that person. I get like my favorite line was like, I know you know Jesse Howard and Newbreed.
Mhm.
I think Jesse Howard and Newbreed are like Nate Dogg and Warren G.
Yeah,
They
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 got
kind of
that.
they got that vibe. Like I told Jesse, I said, hey, you guys should redo Regulate.
Yeah. No, that's,
Just as a like a remix song, like or take the beat, like flip the beat
hold
a
on,
little
hold on.
bit
No,
and like do it regulates.
I remixed that about 4 months ago. So no,
Did you? Hey, hey,
no, I
hey,
just did a freestyle beat to the freestyle to the beat. But yeah, they could do stuff like that. And that's kind of like I know you and I appreciate you doing the reactions, but I think that's one thing a lot of people don't realize. Mike Sons and I have a whole ass album coming out, and it's legit.
do
It's
you?
to me, it's on like some, it's on like some country ass like do or die po pimp Project Pat me telling
Oh, okay.
preacher stories throughout. Like it's I don't know, it's wild. Dude can sing. He's
Yeah.
got like this country
Hey,
Jodeci twang. Like
cigarettes, and Monte Carlos is banging, bro.
yeah, right, right.
Dude, that's a banger, bro. That's
And,
fire.
and, and that's what I told him. I was like, we got something really unique here where you've got that skill that has never even been close to sniffed in this genre, that real R&B type feel over the
I feel you.
country undertone beats. And
I,
then,
that's crazy. You're right though, because when I watched that, I was like, damn, his singing ain't like he's not as country as everybody else with his singing.
right.
You're right. His singing is more R&B ish. You're right
Yo,
about that.
it's so funny because how the internet works and how this business works. So we were mutually introduced between my business partner and one of his homies probably like 6 months ago on the internet. One of those, hey, let's work. What's up? How you doing? Blah blah blah. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm wrapping up this album. I was looking for a track, this, that, and other. And so Mike sends me that hook. He's like, hey, you want to do this song with me? I'm like, bro, that shit's super fire. I was like, yeah, I'll do that for sure.
Yeah.
And this is what's cool. Like a lot of people are too big. Like I'm at a point where it's about the music, it's about the song, it's about what works best. So what people need to realize. So he says, you want? I was like, yeah, for sure. And then they said, hey man, we're trying to get Mike out there, and you've got. I mean, because brand new, and he's like, you got a following. He said, would you mind putting this on your album? I'm like, fuck no. That song's dope as
Mm.
shit. You know, I'm
That song's
definitely put
dope.
on,
No,
because
that
what
song's
people don't
fire.
understand is like, you're still getting paid your writer's credits. You're still getting paid exactly what you put into it. You're publishing. So on YouTube, if it blows up, you're still getting paid the same. It's a way to get things out there. And
Right.
I gotta thank him because it's not often like when people hit you up all the time, hey man, Pete, this hook, you wanna do something with it? And that
Yeah.
one came through. I was like, oh yeah, this is fun.
Yeah. No. 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 We want to do something with this one.
And what was cool too, because it's really outside of the norm of what I not real. I mean, it's outside of the norm as far as the phonetical sound goes. And
Yeah.
but that's what I grew up on. I still think when KC and JoJo split from Jodeci, that first album they did might still be the rawest front to back R&B album ever
I feel what
done.
you're saying. Yeah.
Like,
No, they
you
they
know what I'm
went in.
saying? So things change. So I was like, man, let me, yeah, I want to do some different shit for sure. And I'm sitting there looking now. We've got 4 or 5 tracks already finished that are just like it's so different. And that's the one thing I can pride myself on is I have and I only take and I don't mean any of this to sound arrogant by any means because I'm the hardest on myself and I didn't think I deserved any of this for a long time until I got around people like Target and Simple Man that were like, bro, like your lane and your avenue is telling them stories. That way you got a unique ability to come off the beat and come back to it with this weird
Hmm.
like the syllabic breakdown is not natural. It's not it just kind of I was like, So the storytelling shit's where I know. So what had happened was about 3 years ago when I was transitioning into more of the southern rock hip hop storytelling stuff, I just got in this thing where I was like, I had to prove that I could rap, and I had gotten away from making music. And then I just went through this phase where I'm trying to out rap everybody. I'm trying to rap, and my my fan base wasn't digging it. Now there's a lot of shit out there that I personally think is pretty dope, and a lot of my peers think that's fire, but that's not my fan base. You know what I'm saying? So I've tried to keep everything slowly gravitating toward not a newer sound, but more of a all around bigger
Bigger
sound.
stuff.
You know what I mean?
No, I
And
definitely agree.
I love the storytelling, feel good type stuff. But if I got to get down and get in it, I'll get in it. But I got like 5 projects coming out this year. Well, 6 including my album. So I've been in here grinding.
Oh, whoa,
Yeah,
6, huh?
yeah. I got one with a whole album with Mike Sons, an EP with Jack Gaspard. You need to check him out. He's dope he's out of damn Louisiana. Corey Spires, who's trailer made with
Yeah.
us, me and her doing a whole project. Another country
Okay.
rap group, Byrne County. We're doing. Yeah, man, I can't even keep up right now. I'm just trying to do as much as I can. Plus, we're filming this
Yeah.
documentary, and we're going on location to each artist. Like, so it's a lot. We really want the story to be told to where it shines a good light on the genre as a whole, and then maybe part two is where it's at now, where it's grown into and where it's changed. It's it's there's been a lot of twists and turns, and now it's I don't know, a lot of it's coming full circle. And in fact, that's what the name of my album is, Moccasin Creek, March
Full circle.
13th. Full circle.
There we
Yeah.
go. March 13th.
Yeah.
Y'all go make sure y'all get
Yeah.
that. Now, let me ask you a question because this is the other thing I want to know. Moccasin Creek started off as a band, right?
Mhm. Yeah, it
Yeah.
always will be. Moccasin Creek is me and whoever shows up behind me on stage.
I heard that.
Uh, yeah, my original member did about right at I don't know almost 2 years, and he quit. And I get it, man. He was a metalhead, rock background. Like, he never liked the genre. We weren't making any money at the time. It is what it is. He whatever. Bam, bam, bam. And then I had I had a sign, and anybody will tell you, anybody to ask you, and I'm not saying this to say anything like I'm not knocking people because the majority of people grew up in the hip hop world that perform. So 90% of them in this genre perform with a backing track and a DJ. Some of them might have a drummer. at our height from like 13 to 17, we had the same lineup for about 6, 7 years. Bro, we had drummer, bass, rhythm, acoustic, and lead. We had 4-part harmonies on stage. We
Oh,
would go in from a Moccasin Creek song into Sweet Emotions from Aerosmith, in the House of Pains, jump around into the Beatles and come right back into a Creek song. Like, it was a wild ass show. Like, it was fire.
okay,
Like, super
okay.
crazy. And then I got up to about 440 pounds. I relapsed. I was drinking and partying and made some bad decisions. Got divorced. Was gonna give it all up. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna get myself in shape. Lost 130 pounds. Got out of the music for a couple of years. Came back and said, let's start this thing back up. So, uh, yeah, the Moccasin Creek chapter has closed as far as like collective albums, collective like big shows. I'm gonna do a lot of stuff this year. Jeff McCool, Moccasin Creek's Jeff McCool, where I think we're gonna do some acoustic shows where we just go to small venues, talk about how this all started, how we came up, tell some funny road stories, more of a intimate like sit,
Mm,
almost like the old MTV Unplugged joint back when
yeah.
they used to sit there and strip
Oh,
it
yeah.
down. Same shit,
Strip it down,
And
indeed.
then and I'm gonna be doing some shows with my trailer made people. Going out and doing some of that. So I'm gonna be active and just try to get back at it. I try to get away from it, but I guess that it's actually what's in my blood. I never knew it. I always thought it was the sports thing, but that can't be with you forever. But you can write songs and sing shit till they put you down, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you can definitely do that. Now,
So
going back to the sports thing. Now, you say you were a quarterback, right? And you played in the Arena Football League as well.
yeah, I played at University of Cincinnati, and then I
Oh,
transferred to a small school in South Carolina, Charleston Southern University, and then I played baseball in college too. But then I ended up playing in the Arena League and kind of ate myself out of the league. I was 270-pound quarterback. That shit didn't fly back then. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I
All right.
I can I can sling it, but I wasn't gonna outrun nobody. You know, it is what it is.
I feel you.
But
I feel you.
so yeah. I ended up back in my small little town, working in the school system, and was quarterback coach, offensive coordinator for a few years. And I was like, man, this school stuff it's not for me. I got into the sales world. I was selling flooring, and then a drunk karaoke night led to a 16-year music career. It's been crazy. And what's
Wow.
wild, so what's wild, you probably don't even know this. This is what's crazy. And I know people get tired of hearing it, but anybody that Googles it knows. So I taught school, quit, became a country rapper. My little sister, she taught school, quit, became a WWE wrestler, and married the Undertaker. So we tell people, teach school, cool shit'll happen. That's what we tell everybody. So
Oh,
yeah,
apparently. Well,
yeah. So
my son teaches school, so maybe something
right,
cool will happen for him.
it has to, yeah, because both my parents taught school. We were funneled in that direction, and it had just changed too much since I was growing up. It just
Yeah.
I came in right at the turn of the you can't say nothing to me, you can't
Yeah.
do nothing
Oh,
to me, bro. Yeah, the first time I
God.
had a 16-year-old that stood about 6'3", looked me. I'm 6'4", 300, and he was looking me in the eyes, spit in my face, and said, "I ain't 18, ain't shit you can do." I wiped it off. I got in the car. I drove down to the county office where my dad was superintendent. I said, "Hey, how I ain't trying to put you in a weird situation in this town." I said, "But I'm about to quit." He's like, "Can you hang on till March or April when I retire?" It was March. I was like, "Yeah, but you got to transfer me because I'm gonna beat the shit out of one of these little kids, man. Like for real." Yeah,
No.
dude. And this is 20 years, 23, 24 years ago. I don't know how the teachers do it now, man. So hats off to your son because it's a different ball game now.
Whoa, bro!
Yeah,
I don't know how you held
yeah.
back on that one.
It wasn't
That's
it wasn't easy, man. It was it,
especially him being so big too. It's like
And that's the
you
thing,
know.
yeah, and that's the thing. They didn't fear anything. There was no repercussions, and it had just changed so much from when I grew up, and it just wasn't for me. So I was trying to find something else, and then Michelle, she was the same. We grew up watching wrestling as kids, and then they had this little diva tryout on TV, and
Yeah,
she
she made it, man.
yeah, she made it, and she wrestled 7 or 8 years. Now they're married, live out in Texas, and it's all just
What's her
it's
wrestling name? What's her wrestling name?
Michelle McCool. She used the real name.
She
Yeah,
made
her.
good stuff for you though.
Yeah, she was the women's champ for a good minute. Her and Layla had a tag team called Lay Cool for the long. Hey, get out of there.
Hey, I bet my son, because he's a big wrestling fan, so I'm sure he knows who your sister is.
Yeah, yeah. She did it
He's,
for a hot minute, and then yeah, it's been it's not been your typical American dream life. It's
hey,
but it's
sound fun to me, man. Sound like you.
I definitely haven't been cheated. That's for
Now, yeah,
sure.
sound like you really had a good time on your way to doing what you're
Oh
doing,
yeah,
man. That's real
yeah.
dope, though.
I had a good time. It's been a trip, but yeah, getting to meet so many people too, and knowing everybody in this genre helps too, man. I'm cool.
Yeah, how did you meet Target in them? Where did you meet those
That's
guys?
a funny story, and I don't want to swell his head, and I won't because dude's one of the most humble people I know, and Dusty, Simple Man, the same way. I was fans of theirs, and Target actually had hit up. He Target was huge, man. Like he was all into the battle rap culture. He'd go overseas and do that whole thing. Like he was a hip
Oh,
hop head, right? And
okay.
he'd been doing it forever and ever. And so he had sent out a bunch of messages to people in the country rap shit saying, "Hey, check my shit out. See if there's." And I don't know. I think some of them may have just thought maybe it was a little too hip hop at the time or whatever the case may have been. Well, I didn't give a shit because I was like, this dude's dope. And I hit him back, and we did a song, and then we did another song. This was like 8, maybe 9 years ago, and then we just hit it off. He's a good ass dude. And then the first time I spent just an hour in the studio with him, like my entire everything that I could do it 7, 8 times better just after spending an hour with it. Like the way he talked, the way I learned from him, the
Yeah,
way the dude works. He's so multi talented, singing, rapping,
yeah. I see.
produces beats, putting songs together. Like that's what's cool about him too. Like he can rap his ass off, but he's a purist like I am, where he'd rather put out a good song. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
put out a song with substance. And then Simple Man, I've said this for years too, and I'm not saying it because I'm just friends with him and shit, but lyrically and punchlines and just
yeah,
it's like that dude's an alien, bro. Like there's some
yeah.
shit. There's been times where I've been like, "Yo, you'll knock out the second verse for me," and he'll send it back to me. I'm like, "Man, fuck you, dog. I'll do the second verse because I ain't putting you on there just to eat my ass up." Like it's just for real, man. It's like, dog, like you you got
He
to
said,
start, you
"No,
got to scale it
bring
back a little bit, like.
bring it down, bring it down, bring it
But
down,
nah,
man."
man. Yeah, I met both of them around the same time. And then Gotti Breadwin, who does all the videos. He's a hell of a rapper too.
Yeah,
But not. I think what's cool about Target and Dusty Simple Man is that like they'll be the first to tell you, yeah, we've been doing hip hop forever. We was never claiming country rap, and never have. They never claimed we're gonna go out and change a tire and at breakfast and cook an egg on a hot highway just because I'm a redneck idiot. Like they never claimed any of that shit. They were just some white boys from the South, grew up in the trailer parks. It was kind of a white trashy type. Hey, but it was accepted because the content, like the substance that was talked about was all relatable. It was just in a
yeah,
different breed. So like that was cool to be able to be like, yeah, man, shit, come on, and then they just took off and killing it, and that's cool to be, just be associated with them because it's one thing like I don't listen to a lot of music, so I don't, but it's cool to be friends with the people that you're actual fans of. That's kind of weird to me,
no,
you
I
know.
hear you. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's weird. That'd be like some for some reason 2 weeks from now, me and Jordan play golf every week. Like that shit don't happen. You know, it's
Yeah,
like
I agree.
so, and I was and I ain't calling either one of them the Jordans a rap. So don't get that in y'all's head, you greedy bastards. Nah, but
He said that next thing you know, he be
yeah,
talking real crazy to you.
yeah,
But
for
yeah, because
sure.
for me, I think is for me what I found so dope about especially this country rap is that you got like all of you guys are authentic to your own lives, and like you said earlier about ain't nobody talking about I'm about to sell
Most
these
of
bricks. I'm
most
selling
of them,
bricks. Most of them, at least the ones that I've been. Like I was watching a video the other day with I think it's Dirty
dirty.
and
Yeah.
Simple Man, I believe, and it's called Working Hard, and they talking about
Oh
working
yeah.
on the
No, no working hard. Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. And I'm like, I was listening. I'm like, yo, first of all, the beat was knocking, but
Yeah.
on top of that, it was like, no matter who I am, I can appreciate that
You
song
get yeah,
because
you can
I
relate
go to
to it.
work every day and I
Right,
bust my
right.
ass. I go work and bust my ass every day, and
And I think
I
that's what's
appreciate another person that go bust their ass every day. You feel
right,
me?
right. And I think that's what's unique too about this genre as a whole.
Yeah,
It does relate to and man, I ain't gonna front. I'm not one of those guys that hold shit. When it first came out, it was 1,000% catered to just white trash, deep south rednecks that flew Confederate flags that were too scared to listen to rap music. That's a
but
1,000%.
what I want to tell you is this though. Even in that, there's relatable parts
Yeah,
to
yeah.
it.
For
You
sure, for
feel what I'm
sure.
saying? As a
Yeah, for
black
sure.
person in the hood, there's certain things that y'all say that I like. Motherfucking hell yeah!
Yeah, no,
Like
no.
you ain't gonna
Agreed.
come like that song by Jesse and them. Like you ain't gonna come to my street, and
Yeah, well,
bro,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
bro, you gonna get it, bro. You ain't
For
finna come up
sure,
in
for
my
sure.
shit.
It's no, yeah, it's no different wherever you're at. Like that's what it was catered toward because we knew, like I said, I'm like, bro, I grew up with dudes standing right over there. Like I remember when we installed those 210 Pioneers and that 1,000 watt pyramid amp in his
Woo!
Blazer, and he was listening to
In
Easy
that
E.
blazer.
Yeah, and he was listening to Easy E on the way to school. Now, just because he's out here with his jeans shorts and I know that bitch likes rap music,
Yeah,
but this is the rap music we need to push to him because now he can feel accepted when he goes, oh, nah, mom, that's just some white boys talking about hunting and fishing.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like there was never a racial undertone from it by any means, and it's like it's no different than shit. I was trying to think of a prime example. I can't relate to Jeezy's lifestyle, but we could all relate to when it comes to we put on for our city. White boy, redneck, whatever. It's like you said, everything's
Man,
relatable in its own
relatable.
way. You know what I
Because
mean? It's
that's what it is. It's so relatable that I know for me that's why I hear it and I'll be like, damn, okay, I could say some of these rhymes. I'm like I could spit that exact rhyme
right, right, yeah,
just
and it's
because,
okay, yeah,
and it wouldn't have made no difference. It's just by me looking a certain way, you might take it a different way, but the actual words could be the exact same words. It's just
just
we talking
different
about
perspective,
just
yeah, different
yeah, just different
perception, man,
places,
perception.
different perceptions, everything, man. So I love
That's
it, man.
that's
And
it. It's
and
all perception. So watching it change, like I said, it was perplexing and a little aggravating at first, and then as I got older and realized, like, take a step back and change your perspective, I'm like, oh, this is wild as shit, because it went from the media calling us hick-hop, like trying to like diminish it and get it out of there, to
hip hop,
8 or 9 people doing it, to maybe you get 7 or 8 shows a year, to the 2014ish, 2013, 14ish. I can name 14, 15 of us that were doing 75 shows a year, all had buses, the whole, like, it got like bam, bam, bam. And now take that time away, sit back, shift perspective, and look and be like, oh shit. Somebody's like, oh, you're like in the top 60 selling. I'm like, I didn't know there was 60 of us. Like, what? And now there's like 100. It's like, so it's cool to watch the shit grow. It really
yeah,
is. And no different than hip hop. No different than the sports world. No different anywhere. You can try all day. You can try all you want to. There's always, always gonna be somebody starting shit, and
I
there,
see. I see
everybody
that.
can't always be on the same page, which they
I,
always should be at
I,
some point.
I see that, man. What I do say is this too: is I like the fact that it's this too is like y'all genre is bringing back that essence of like I ain't gonna lie to you. Like sometimes I'll be on Triple T stream, and he got that rundown. Is it the rundown? I
Oh
think it's
yeah,
called or whatever.
yeah.
And so, so I see a lot of guys they want to show Triple T that they can rap. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost taking me back to when I was a youngster and everybody was trying to rap and I'd be seeing these dudes, they'd be like, man, I'm trying to figure this out. And I love the spirit that is bringing just towards rap, period. It's like everybody want to try to figure this shit out and try to figure out how to be that next guy who wants to try to step their game up, man. I love it because y'all, it seems like y'all competing. Y'all really competing. I think sometimes in the genre of rap, the what we've kind of evolved into, it just got more about everybody's about they self and everybody's like not about trying to the community. And you guys have a big community, man. And
It's
that's
getting
that's
that.
that's what
It's
I like.
it's getting that way
Community.
for sure. Like um, so about 10, nah, I'd say probably about 12, 13 years ago, it's like if you saw somebody in the genre, like so and so just played Johnny's Bar in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and you're like, damn, I never played there. How do you? You would just call that artist and be like, yo, who's the hookup down there to book shows? Oh, it's my man so and so. And then they would be like, hey, I just saw where you played such and such. Yeah, here's the content. Like everything was a close knit family, and all of a sudden there was just this like, bam, everything went off and running. Well, people had booking agents, and this because it just
Oh,
overnight went from this joke, went from this man, what is this bullshit to a damn. These cats are doing 50, 60 shows, selling out 300 and 400 seat rooms, and they're bringing like it just blew up. So watching
yeah.
all that's been really, really crazy. I mean, real crazy.
Yeah, no, this genre is definitely blowing up, man. And like I said, and y'all making some good music too. I like the fact that it's not promoting. A lot of it's not promoting, even in the midst of the beefs. Y'all not promoting violence, not promoting like
Not too much.
crazy.
Mostly, it's
You know,
mostly stay
maybe a
off my
fight.
lawn type
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's anything.
Yeah,
I'm gonna protect mine no matter what. You feel me? So,
yeah.
but yeah,
It,
I feel like damn. I like it because it's more of the vibe is even if it's I don't like you vibe, it's not like a nasty vibe. It's just like, hey, I'm competing against you, sucker. I'm gonna take you down, partner. And so I like what's going on. I love the music. I love what you're doing, man. I like your remixes. Hey, you was killing. You got a lot of punchlines too, though, bro. You good on them punchlines, though. I noticed that as well, bro. I like those. And
appreciate that.
I'm a big I'm a West Coast guy. I'm from Northern Cali, so you used a lot of beats that are very familiar to me. Humpty
Hey,
Dance,
oh yeah, yeah. Humphrey,
Tupac,
I,
Cell Therapy. I'm a big Goody Mob fan.
that
So
that to me still one of the coldest Southern for sure. That's one of the top five just dopest beats ever. That self therapy beat is
oh come
just.
on, bro, it is
And,
sick.
and you know who people sleep on, man? They sleep on LL. Like LL was a
Yeah,
monster back in the
monster.
day. He
Still
really
is.
was. But
It
what's
still
so
is.
funny about me, like if I had to choose an MC, it's generally, I mean, it's gonna be an East Coast MC. If I have to sit and pick 99 beats out of 100, 99 of them are gonna be West Coast.
I
Like I
feel you.
always love that feel, that West. In fact, I got a project coming out with Dunbar and Jack Gaspar, and every track on that's all. It sounds. It's just like Dre shit. It's just all West Coast. The keys and it's like
Yeah.
that's it. So I don't know. I'm real dive. I'm like a crock pot. You
I
know.
see. I see because I've seen all kinds of. So I've seen the ones you like the song you did with Hard Target. At Come With Me. Is that it? The name of it? Come See Me. What's that one? What y'all next to the boats?
Oh,
Like yeah, at the water.
something home. Was it
Yeah, home, some home.
Take
You're
Me
right.
Home? Take Me
Take me
Home. Yeah,
home. Take me
I had
home,
to think about it
bro.
for a minute too. And you know, and
Take me.
that
I
that's
like that.
that's cool too. Like a lot of people, you know, man, I'll see these videos and shit. I'm like, she's hired. They're hired. She's hired. Nah, man, when we do videos, we put out a call to all our people. We like, y'all show up or you don't show up. We might have 12 people, we might have 200, depending on where it's at. That was a couple phone calls to my people that live in St. Augustine at the beach, and they just showed up in droves. I can't thank them enough. So it's like, that's also what's unique about this genre, too, is because of how we live, how we brought up, and the people we know. It's like, oh man, I need an old pickup truck for this scene. Make one Facebook post. You're gonna have 300 of them
Three of
choose
them.
from. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it was the same thing with that with the Monte Carlo. Like, who's got a Monte Carlo? And I ain't gonna lie to you, it's got to be an 85 or 86. Like, we had Monte Carlos for days, and like, oh, there's a few 85s to choose from right there. Bam, let's go. You know, so it's
Man.
like it's always been cool to have that. And Oh, my bad. Demon Jones was just texting me. Yeah, it's cool to be able to do that too. You know, it's like it's real un Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like
No, I feel what you're saying though. I feel what you're saying. Grassroots is very grassroots, and it's dope.
it very,
It's dope, man. It's
very.
dope.
Speaking of grassroots, I gotta get Nappy Roots on the track before it's all over because that's
I feel you on that though.
you
Oh
know,
yeah.
it's with the way things have transitioned to where we are now. Like, technically, they're country rap if you really want to talk like that.
Now,
You
now
know,
that's what you. Now
I,
that's the other thing that
I
people
mean,
don't know. Swisher House, like you was talking about, Swisher House. That's
oh yeah.
country rap.
I
That's
mean,
country
what I
rap
mean,
too.
if we want to be, if we want to get technical and be like, take it to the hip hop head foundation. What about buttermilk biscuits, Sir Mix-a-Lot,
Oh
1992?
man,
Like,
come on now.
Square Dance, Eminem
Yeah,
Square Dance was country.
yeah,
Like, it's
yeah.
just, come on, man.
You're
It's
right.
like there's always been undertones in it, and I tell people all the time, like, that Charlie Daniels song, Devil Went Down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. That was in like 1967, 68. That old bearded white man was telling a song about selling his soul to the devil over a fiddle, and he was fucking rapping.
Yeah.
1960 something.
No,
I don't
I
care
hear
what
you.
you. You could consider half of Johnny Cash's songs rap. He just
Yeah,
talked.
Johnny.
He
Yeah, he
just
just talked,
talked. You know.
but he had a little rhythm to it, and
Yeah, told
and
stories and talk. So it's like, what are we calling country rap now? Who knows? I just know when it started, it was a lot more scaled back than the aggressiveness that it is now. And
right,
not saying aggressive as in we're gonna go out and shoot your family up. It's just fighting this, swinging that, blah blah blah. And it's cool if you're doing a song about protecting your house and your land and that country shit like that we grew up on or that I currently live. Um, but you can also tell what's real and what's not, and that's the same thing with hip hop. It's like, I mean, not to get stones thrown at me, and because I'm a big fan, but I mean, it's like people forget that when they're playing this character, sometimes they don't leave the character. There's somebody
yeah,
right now that's caught up in their character, and let me remind a lot of people who one of the biggest characters to ever fall victim to was the Juilliard School of Arts, Mr. Tupac Shakur, that
yeah,
was a theater kid until the media and the machine said, "You got it, dude," and he became the image that he portrayed for this. I've seen that happen in the wrestling business. Hundreds of people that fall victim to their gimmick and can never get out of it. You know, so
yeah,
it's like you can see nowadays with with cell phones and Facebook and all social media and all that, people are gonna call you out and tell you where you really came from. Period. We didn't have that
yeah,
back then, so we had to
yeah. No,
believe
you
what
could
we
be
heard.
anybody. Yeah, you
Yeah,
could be anything. You could be any. You could come from
yeah,
anywhere, and all you had to do was just say I was
be
that.
something.
But
Yeah,
but
and that was
now
it.
now
And you were that.
now they gonna have you in your tutu.
Yeah, exactly.
They gonna have a picture. They gonna have
They
a
gonna
video of
show
you
that.
dancing with the line. You're gonna be in there doing
Yep,
your little tutu dance, and you
exactly.
talking about I'm a hard thug, and next thing you know now you got a
So
G string on.
it's just a different day and age, man. And I'm just slowly starting to realize that and learn. And It's easier said than done. You always hear that. Don't get upset over things you can't control.
Yeah,
And it's true. Like, if it doesn't affect your bills and, this, that, and other, just you don't worry about it. When I used to worry about everything, I used to read comments. I used to do the whole nine. And it was like 99.9% of these people do not. I remind people all the time in person, hey, the internet's not real life, right? Like what you said on the
yeah.
internet the other day, are you going to tell me that right now? Nah, man, it's just exactly. So why? I mean, this is how back in the day you was just going to knuckle up and be done with it.
That's it.
You might get your
That's
ass
it.
whooped, shake hands, you sit at the same
And
lunch
it's
table at
over.
lunch. It is
And
what
it's
it is.
over with.
But this thing now is it's I think it's more harmful than anything. It'll get somebody's ass whooped. I had to whoop a dude's ass in a gas station about 2 years ago with some internet shit. I was like, bro, that shit ain't real life, is it? It's like, and he thought it'd be smart to swing a beer bottle at me in a beer aisle. So
What?
I had to, yeah, I'll send you the video when we get off. I had to beat his ass. But
What?
like some people are just stupid. Like they don't understand. Like the internet's not real life.
At
Like
all. Or even where it's at.
yeah, you don't say, if I ever see you in public, I'm gonna beat your fat ass. All right, cool. Three
Because
years
now
go
when I see,
by, I run
when I
into it.
see,
Hey man, what's happening? I'm in public.
no,
Whoop my ass.
no,
And
yeah,
it's, oh
no.
no, man, I ain't mean it like that.
Yeah,
It's just
no,
like
no, 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 no. It's on
I
now.
had to put
No.
them paws on you, dog.
Yeah.
Like
Put them paws on you, boy.
people are stupid, man. It's stupid, but
I
no,
already know, man.
it's been cool, man. That's why it's never really been told the way it should be told. As far as that's why I was just getting confirmation. I got Demon and Colt and the Bandits and the Lags. Just making sure that all the old OGs are cool with the way I want to do this documentary. Like, and it's not to give
Yeah.
flowers. It's not to give flowers. They all got their flowers. We're okay. Like, it's basically just to inform and I think the people that have been riding with this for 15 years. See, this is hard to wrap heads around for a lot of people. I was 30. Smo was in his 30s. Colt was in his 30s. The Lax were close. The Bandits were close. Like, we were all pretty older and mature when this thing started. So you got to
Yeah.
remember, our fan base were in their late 30s, late 40s, early 50s. Fast
Yeah.
forward 15 years, those fans are now 65, 70, 58. They're older. So they don't give two damns about this new young beef and crazy shit going on.
Yeah.
So I want the documentary to do two things. One, show the young cats and show the young fan base and stuff. This is how this was derived and even came about. And two, the people that have been riding with the original sound for all these years, it'll be very nostalgic for them to go back and watch. Like if you go to Netflix and watch that 3-part history, the history of hip hop documentary, it's
Yeah. Oh
fantastic,
yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah.
And it's kind of the same thing. I want to show the progression and make sure the ones that built this are it's done properly. And I don't think anybody can. I don't think anybody's versed enough. I mean, there are, but I think I'm the right one to do it because I was there from the jump.
Yeah.
I've had
Sound like
I've had I've had beefs with everybody at the beginning in one way or another. Just not
it.
like not shit. Now it's like, dog, I thought you were gonna say that. I thought you were going. It's over the next day. Like everybody's cool. Is what I'm saying. Like we all grew together through all this shit. We didn't know things about splits, and we didn't know about copyrights and like the ASCAP. Like we didn't know any of this shit. We were green, sweet pea green. Like didn't nothing. You know what I mean? So fast forward 8, 9, 10 years later, when we all went down to Nashville to do that big project, it was like, damn, I ain't seen you in set. What was we arguing about? Shit, I don't even remember. It was like that type shit. Like we've all grown. So it's like all of the growth and all the people that have been there since jump, it's time to tell that story and get it out to everybody. And like this is how it went down. And this is why it is the size it is now. Now people make a lot of comments now like so and so would be just as big if there never was any country rap. That he paved their own lane. Are you sure? We don't know. Because he should
There you
still
go.
could just be a white SoundCloud rapper or somebody trying to get like Granted, a lot of them probably would have found a lane. It just would have been different. You know
Yeah, it
what
would have
I
been
mean?
different.
It'd have been different. And, because it's like, go back and think, name all the rap groups that were ahead of their time, that if they came out 10, 12 years later, especially, first off, Onyx. Onyx would
Yeah,
be fire as shit these days. Nobody knew. Man,
right.
what are these three black dudes with metal guitars? Like, this ain't. It just wasn't accepted. It was dope. You know,
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Das
That's
Effects.
a
They
fact.
were fire. It was like there were so many groups in that early '90s that were trying to do new stuff. It just wasn't accepted yet, and just kind of got
Yeah.
pushed to the wayside. And I think that's what we prevented from happening, is having so much. We had so much, so many deep catalogs from everybody that it's not going anywhere. So the evolution is going to happen. But now you've got all these new artists and all these. You got just so much more to choose from. Whereas
Hmm.
these nobody's getting thrown out like Sticky Fingers did, or Crucial Conflict. Like,
Ooh, that's my group
hey,
right
like,
there. In
it's
the
like,
middle of the barn. Hey,
and then what? Boom,
bruh, they
country
really
rap.
brought that country sound to the like
Right.
they really infused the country sound. I
Let
used
me
to
let
love
me
them,
let
bro.
me tell you how people fail to forget this, like how early it was coming, when people were always trying to do something new, trying to change something. Let's try to do something new. All right, Kumo D did Wild Wild West
Wow, Wow West, yeah.
in 1988.
80s, yeah.
Your boys on a horse in the snow in New York, looking gangster as hell, right? Like, just crazy. So it
Hmm.
was always trying to get, and then fast forward to like 1999, 2000. Bone did Ghetto Cowboy.
Yeah,
Like,
you're right.
and that was a
Yeah,
country ass rap song. Can I get it? It was like,
yeah, you're right, though. I forgot
so
about that song.
it's always kind of been around, but people don't remember all that because it wasn't mainstream, and we didn't have internet to put everything in everybody's face. Feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
No, no, definitely, man. Definitely. This music has been, like I said, it's like a new fresh air to rap period. I think it gives a whole nother look of what it was like to kind of be in the early ages of the regular rap stuff, because you got, like you say, you got people evolving, you got people staying status quo, you got people that's trying different things all at the same time. So I love this shit. I think this shit is dope.
And that's another slept on late MC, Status Quo.
Oh, you're right though. Yeah.
See, people look at the Carhartt and knew where I grew up, and they're like, "How in the hell?" I'm like,
How
"Bro,
you
I
know?
was a hip hop head, dog. Like, my
I feel
my
you.
first concert, I snuck into a Dougie Fresh and Get Fresh crew concert in the Jacksonville
Mm,
Coliseum with my cousin because he was old enough. I was like 13, and I
yeah.
was I was in it. I was in it for
Hell
them.
yeah.
And it's weird too, because growing up in Florida, now we had dog shit rap. We had Luke and the whole bass scene. Like,
Woo.
I mean,
Bruh.
it was wild,
Wow.
but there
Wow.
wasn't there wasn't nothing to it. You know what I mean? It was just
Yeah.
like big booty. That was it. And
But it was wild, bro. I used to love this.
bro,
Oh
bro,
my shit.
I
That
I
shit was
remember
wild,
keeping
bro.
I'd always put the tape in between my mattress and my box spring
Yeah,
so that
yeah.
so
You couldn't
because
have it and don't have the cover. You almost had to throw
no,
the cover
nah,
away.
I mean,
You
they
got to
was
throw the
in the
cover away.
they was what in front of Supreme Court and on the news, like they were trying to ban
Bro,
them and all that.
everything,
It
bro.
was a big deal. I remember I remember the cover, and we shouldn't talk about it after everything. I mean, we was in high school, so whatever. But I remember when the 12 play album came out, I had the R. Kelly CD, and it was sitting on it was sitting on my truck, and my mom, she looked at it, she's like, "What is that?" I said, "Oh, we got mom. That's Reverend Kelly. We got that at church Wednesday night." Like, it's like Reverend Kelly,
Reverend Kelly.
and then fast forward 30 years, you like, oh God, I could have came up with so many other names, but hey,
Reverend Kelly.
cause that comes from that 12 play album had no skips on it, dog.
No,
Not
no, did
one.
no, no, no.
Sadie. Shit.
So I see
Yeah.
you a big R&B head too, huh?
Yeah, yeah, that Frank, man, it was weird. I
I see.
like I went
I
in
see you.
like spurts. Yeah, I was big during the whole I mean Shy, Jodeci, the
Man.
H Town. I mean I was a big in fact I just threw her in a song the other day. I said pop the tape in, Mary J obliged you. Like I love
Yeah,
Mary
you sure
J.
did.
Yeah, I
Uh,
was
my life,
genuine.
that My Life album was just shit.
Bro, bro. Yeah, no, I was into everything. Like I still just I'm one of those weird ones that'll die on the hill saying that one of the most underrated talents ever, R&B, hip hop musician, whatever you want to call it. He's like the president in Haiti now, but Wyclef he was my
Oh yeah.
shit. Like I thought he was so underrated, you know.
Nah, he
Wyclef,
is.
3000 doesn't never get talked about enough.
Yeah,
Like his
3000 is amazing.
storytelling was ridiculous. But
Oh man,
yeah,
3000 is
man,
amazing.
I dig it all, and I didn't like I said I didn't know I enjoyed it until I got to this point and looked back at life and been like, oh shit, I remember that night we was at such and such, and no, I remember right now getting in a fight in a Crystal's parking lot, and party up in here. DMX was on. We gonna make me lose my mind up in here. We just in there swinging, throwing chili cheese dogs and shit. Yeah. So like I was wild, man. I was wild. I had to do a lot of growing up, but I grew up with a pretty sister, so I had to learn how to fight. And then I was the quarterback,
Yeah,
so I got tried at every party. I'm like,
yeah.
dog, do you not see these dudes are 6'8", 6'7",
They right
rolling with
behind me,
me? Like my
man.
be-
We gonna whoop your ass.
one of my best friends in college. You a hooper at all? You watch hoops at all?
Oh yeah,
So one of my best friends in college, we shared a kitchen together in the little dorm suites. Was Kenyon Martin when I was in Cincy, and I'm gonna tell you
for
right
real.
now, anybody that's ever watched it, listen. When we went out, if Ken was with us, I loved when people talked shit to me. I was like, oh, for real.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, that boy would piece him up. Pop, 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 pop.
I bet.
Ken was
I bet.
dog. He was a monster.
Hey,
He,
listen, the other day, because he on that Arenas Gilbert
yeah,
Arenas
I watch it.
podcast.
Yeah, Gills
He was
Arena. I
talking,
watch it all the
hey,
time.
because he was talking about how D'Angelo Russell had fucked over
Mm-hmm.
Swaggy Pete, and the
Yeah,
other day he was like, "I would have beat
I'll
his
beat his
ass."
ass.
He
Yeah,
said, "I'd have beat his ass." He said, "I don't give a fuck what they would have did. Wasn't nobody gonna stop me from whooping his
no,
ass." I was like,
no. He
"I
was
believe you,
telling.
sir."
He told a story on there. You might have seen it. He was talking about when he came to Cincinnati. He's like his freshman year. He said it was a second or third practice, and one of the
Oh
seniors that
yeah,
said some shit. I was walking through the Shoemaker Center, like our locker room came out. We had to cut through we could cut through the practice. I sit there and watch practice all the time because I live with two basketball players. I got so tired of the football team. Like
yeah.
during the
I
week,
know.
I wanted. And I was a hooper in my mom. My dad played college ball. He was like I'm a hooper, like, but I was better at football, whatever. So
Yeah,
I was always around the basketball team. Everybody thought I was even on the team because I was around them so much. But I'll never forget that day. Shit, he walked by, and Jackson Jilson said something, and somebody said something. He's a senior. Kenyon said, "I don't give a fuck." Well, hey, he hit him about 6 times, and Jax jumps back, like waiting somebody to break it up. And Bob Coach Huggins was just like, "Hey, you gotta get tougher." And then Kenny was like, "Oh shit, hey, let us fight." Worst thing they could. Hey, that boy was wild, dog. But you could not stop him in college. Well, he had a hell of a career, period.
yeah.
But
Hell of a career.
yeah, Kenyon was my boy, man. Man, that my first year in Cincinnati, we had Kenyon Martin, Danny Fortson, who played 12 years in the league, and Ruben Patterson, that played 10,
Yeah,
11 years in the league, all in the same squad. And then
damn.
the year before that, Nick Van Exel was there.
You're right. He was too, huh?
Bro, it was crazy.
Yeah,
You know how wild it was going to. I would walk out my apartment and go down because I always had courtside. I go down, sit, and I'm sitting right next to Oscar Robertson. I'm like, bro, this is wild because he
whoa,
played
you
at
went there.
UC.
Yeah,
Yeah. So the history, I had more fun in college doing
I bet.
basketball shit than I did with football the whole time because it's like I was a
No,
basketball head. And so yeah, man,
damn.
it was a trip, but nah,
Yeah,
yeah,
no.
it's been a wild one. It's been a wild one, but it's been fun. I'm not upset. I don't have any regrets. Put it that. I look at everything as a learning lesson.
Yeah. Now here you don't, and that's what everything is, good or bad. It's a learning lesson. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure, for sure,
So
for
yeah,
sure.
man.
Where you at out in Cali?
I'm out here in the Bay Area,
Okay.
Oakland, San Francisco area. You know what I'm saying? I'm out in the burbs though.
Hammer
I
still
used to live.
running that shit.
No, Hammer. He moved to the burbs with us too. We
I
all out here.
that's another thing, man. That's what we talk about social media and this, that, and the other. Like people don't know they see these things on TV. Like Hammer was that dude in the street. Like
Yeah, he was that dude.
he was
Hammer
that
was the
dude.
dude. He was
Like
that
people
dude.
just it's funny, man. It's funny. It's
Hammer was that dude. He was
it's
that dude for real.
it ain't no different in this genre. The ones that you think are that dude, they ain't. I've seen it happen. And the ones that just sit back and they
Yeah,
are
they're
that
quiet.
dude. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
the quiet. They
yeah,
always say the quiet start riots. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
That's
So
true. I know what I know four in this genre right now. That I mean, it don't matter who it is. It don't matter if you know you taking the L. That they ain't saying nothing. They just walking up and they just throwing and they doing what they do because they're just real real ass country boys. And then I know about 10 or 12 of them that's gonna do everything they can to try to talk their way out of it, even offer you cash.
like
So,
that, huh? Yikes!
oh yeah, there's a bunch of sissies, man, and
Uh,
it is
that's
what it is.
Don Dada's asking. He says, Jeff, who is your favorite rapper?
That is so funny. Like I'm assuming this isn't the Don Dada from Carolina, the pencil rapper, he's one of my favorites ever. You not ever seen Don Dada, the rapper? Ooh, oh man, he's dope. So what was the question again? Who was my
He's,
who?
who said, who is your favorite rapper? Who's your favorite all time rapper? Who is he? Who's number one on
Man,
the list?
man, it's crazy. Are we talking just like can put in no skips and no lyric like I'm a big Andre 3000 fan. Like
Yeah,
now, granted, just like most good musicians and artists, he's weird as fuck. Like
yeah,
weird. Like that
very
last thing
weird.
he did with the instruments and the
Yeah,
titles
the
and shit. Like, what,
yeah, he was tripping.
but,
You're right.
but just getting on lyrically, he was like he was just dope. Like I loved it. But if I had if I have to and going against better judgment, because I know all my trailer made people gonna talk shit to me. No, I'm a Scarface fanatic.
I feel you
Like
though.
the Diary to me still one of the
Yes.
coldest ever.
Oh, the
But then
coldest.
you want to get up into the wild shit. Obviously, I mean, Big and Pac and the M and Jay and Lil Wayne's wordplay. It's all. I think it's all subjective to what you're feeling like at the
Yeah.
time too. But I relate everything to my my childhood. I can remember when the Ghetto Boys album came out, and then when
Me
Face
too.
followed up, yeah, when Face followed up with the Diary, man, if you had that CD, you was the hot shit in the locker room. Like that was the
Oh,
Diary.
the
Never
diary
seen a
was
man cry.
Mary, Mary, Mary.
Man, I never seen a
Right.
man cry till I
God
seen a
to a
man die.
man, die. Man, come on,
Yeah,
man.
So it kind of changes quite a bit. But going back to the music thing, talking about how instrumental it is and whatnot. Uh, University of Cincinnati, we flew into Kansas State University and we flew into the Manhattan, Kansas airport in 1996. Got to the hotel, did our walkthrough, had dinner, woke up the next morning and saw the newspaper that Tupac died. Like that's all to me. That's like 9/11. I remember exactly what I was doing when I heard Pac died. If that ain't something, if that doesn't like
Yeah.
that shows how powerful the shit was at the time as far as music. I remember going to school one morning and hearing ex NWA rapper Eazy has entered the hospital. He seems to be sick with
Hmm.
HIV. Getting out of school that afternoon, we breaking news, Eazy has died. I'm like, damn, that quick. Like, I remember being in my, like, I remember where I was when these things happened. I'm like, man, this is crazy how impactful music used to be. Now, am I saying that there's not songs that still come along and are just timeless and impact somebody? Hell yeah. That Save Me song that Jelly Roll did. It was the first one that I've seen hit online in a long time and do what it did. It's crazy. Like people all over the place know it. It's like nuts.
Oh yeah.
So what's that?
No, I said yeah. No, I feel you. My favorite guy is probably Ice Cube out of everybody.
Yeah, Q. I'm a big Q fan too. Like I go back to the yeah, I go back to the lynch mob days,
Yeah, man.
Gorillas in the Mist. you know,
When he was when when he
Predator,
had that NWA album, and then when he went solo, that solo album, American KKK's Most Wanted.
bro.
God.
and people want to talk about you know, all the diss and M's done over the years and this that and the other. Well, and the shit. What was the other one? Dude, No Vaseline is
No
still the
Vaseline.
hardest. Bro, he went in on everybody. Didn't give a damn about it.
Not a damn
And
thing, bro.
there was no subliminals. There
No,
was
no
no nothing.
apologizing, no
None.
subliminals.
It
And he
was.
took a whole, he even said, I saw a clip of him the other day, said, I took the whole fucking crew out. They didn't put another song out after I
They
did
did.
that.
They did. Yeah, it was done. Like that was that today has still got to be the hardest diss track ever for the repercussions that like it
Yeah.
ruined shit. People had to
Yeah.
start, but then it gave us
Snoop Dogg.
Dre. Yeah, it
Yeah,
gave us
gave it Snoop
Snoop.
Dogg,
It
all that
gave us
shit.
Dre's damn Death Row. It gave us
Yeah.
it gave us a ton of shit, you know. But that
Yeah.
boy, hey, yeah, Cube's a monster too, man.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorites
Um,
for
I, I,
sure.
I love that dude. He to me he's because he you got to remember he was writing for other people too,
Everybody,
so for the whole
everybody,
crew.
yeah.
So
You know
not
that
only
was
were you put a whole crew together, you put a whole group together lyrically.
yeah. Wrote with him. Wrote everything. Like I mean, he slept on as that. But then again, like when you take somebody like we forget too. Shit, that's going on 40 years. You know what I'm saying?
I know. No,
That's
I know.
crazy. It's crazy.
I'm almost 50, so I know
It's
it's
like,
40
yeah, it's
years
crazy,
because
right?
I was a
Same,
little kid.
same, same,
I
same.
was a little
So,
kid hiding that tape so my mama didn't
yep,
see it.
yep.
Like, oh,
And I remember when the Lynch Mob when the Gorillas in the Mist album came out, I
oh,
was like,
bro, come on, bro, gorillas in the oh,
dude,
bruh.
guys, hey, Gorillas in the
It's in a
Mist.
mist.
That shit was
Gorillas in the
it
mist.
was
Ooh,
it was
oh man.
there were so many dope one like from like 91 to like 90. Well, I guess it was like 89, 90, 91, 92 because when the Chronic came out in 93, it just changed the landscape of everything.
Yeah,
But from
yeah,
90, 91, 92, when everybody was kind of split up from the originals and they were doing things, there were some dope albums to come out of a lot of that stuff.
oh yeah,
Like the Lynch Mob, that whole thing was dope. Then we start hearing about Warren G. Like he just popped up out of nowhere, and
yeah,
then Big L. Like where'd he come from? You know, it's like people just started popping up, and you're like,
yeah. It was a
huh,
lot of
this is cool.
the crazy part is that's probably the biggest one hit wonder time. Like there's so many people had just hits just
So
because
many.
people coming out the cut with all kinds of different sounds and different groups and different
Yeah,
types of
yeah,
music.
yeah. It's
Diggable
it.
planets, and it
Oh
was just
yeah,
crazy.
Diggable Planets. Oh
It was
yeah.
like it was just like a whole bunch of just it
I
was
forgot
crazy
all
back then.
In Too Deep. Like,
Into
yeah.
deep. Oh,
Back to the
and
hotel.
back to the
Yeah.
hotel. Hey, bro, that was in the bay. In the bay, that was like
Oh yeah. Beat
that was
beat. That was that jam. That was
that
that
was the
jam.
shit. We used to
Yeah,
love
dude, that
Into
was
Deep, boy.
that was the
Into
shit.
Deep.
And you know who else would so it's funny because Breadwin, Traeger May, you'll see he does all the videos and he's in a lot of videos
Yeah,
rapping and shit too. But Breadwin and I, we have a lot of the same taste. Other than the fact, like your West Coast is cool. I'm not a big. All right, let me rephrase. I'm not a guy that's gonna listen to E40 front to back on the album. I think E40 is a dope, one of the dopest feature artists on the track.
yeah,
Just the same as like somebody out west is probably gonna be like, oh, damn, did y'all hear what Andre 3000 did a track with pop like just it's just different shit. He's like he'd be a cooler feature, you know what I'm saying? But what
yeah.
we agree on, we're big West Coast fans. What we agree on is that MC8 should have never done Minister Society because we never got no more music out of him
Yeah,
after
I
that.
know. And
Bro,
MC8 was probably one of my favorite rappers
bro,
up until like you
he
said
was
he
he
just
was
stopped.
so smooth and
Smooth as hell.
chill. Didn't
Gia,
care. He was even smooth when he
Gia,
walked up. He was even smooth when he walked up to old boy at the gas station. Hey partner, you need some help with that? Blah blah
pop
blah.
pop.
You
Yeah.
know, it's like
Hey, no,
so
MCA was the coldest, man. He was one of the
he
coldest
was.
people, man.
I watched Minister Society today, just today. Like
Did you?
that's one of my about every 3 or 4 months. That and Juice, boy, I throw some Juice on in a heartbeat. But yeah,
Yes.
yeah, Yeah, man, it's crazy. That time frame brought us a whole lot of stuff, and then the change came. It was like it was wild. And you know what? What's funny? We still do it to this day because there's not a lot of females involved in our genre. What we did, there's some that are pretty dope. But like today's Nickies and Cardis and all these, like I can't tell you a lot about it because I don't listen to music like I used to. But I can tell you right now, MC Light was
She
cold.
was the coldest. She was one of the coldest. Her, Moni
Cold.
Love, her, Moni Love, Queen Latifah, they
Roxanne,
Roxanne, Shantae. Yeah,
Latifah, Shantae, yeah,
yeah.
Rage. I mean,
Oh,
like
Rage was like the first. Rage to me was the first woman to rap like a dude, though. Like
gangster dude, yeah, like
a
just
dude.
gangster. But
Like
hey, that
she could
light
go
as
ahead
a
over
rock,
anybody.
Lyte, light as a rock. Some say
Yeah,
a
hey,
boulder. Boy,
like
hey, MC Light was she was
like
fired.
yeah, her
And
bars was out of control.
and people and another time about a one hit wonders. It this one hit wonder led to one of the dopest verses we still know in hip hop to this day when Eminem hit that JJ Sonic super fad. Because
Yeah,
remember JJ, she in that supersonic song, JJ Fad was riding that shit.
riding the hell out
Like
of that.
I mean, so it's like yeah. Yeah. So it all has a history of repeating itself. Like I said, the meths and the reds and the M's and the like all these at 50 and Snoop and Dre, they just did that new like they're coming back around, and it's not because my opinion. I think it's because one, they still love music and they still realize that the fan base has gotten older, and that's what we need to adhere to. And it's the same thing that I'm trying to get across here is that the ones that started doing what we did, we need to continue doing what we're doing because who am I gonna lie? These 19 and 20-year-old little redneck kids and jacked up trucks, they don't give a damn about what my old ass is saying.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
feel you.
like you gotta respect it. I think that's what we're seeing in hip hop too now. You got these old heads going back on tour and it's, 'cause I can promise you right now, Dre, Snoop, Cube, they don't need any money.
Not at all. They 800 millionaires
They
easily.
doing it. They're doing it because they love it, and they're doing it to bring eyes back on the culture and help save it from these. Bro, if there's one more rapper with a name Lil. Come on,
Yeah, no, you
like
should be done. We should be done with the littles. The
you
littles
go,
should
you
be.
go, yeah, you grow up at some point, you know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
we should have started that shit after we saw what it did to Bow Wow. You know what I'm saying? Because he, he dropped that shit at like 13. You know what I mean? Like I got to
Yeah,
stop. But yeah,
he had to give
man,
that
it's
up.
it's a trip, man. It's funny, but I don't know. I just think it's cool because like again, I didn't know how much music had a grip on me until I got to 47 years old. You know what I mean? Now I
I
see
feel
it.
you.
Now I feel like I can do some things that I want to do, and I've been blessed enough to be able to do that. And man, we're just gonna go from here. I got shit. I got 19 tracks on this album coming out March 13th. We got like 7
Okay.
videos already shot, and then
Oh, okay.
5
Whoa.
EPs. So
Oh, you got
yeah.
some work for me then. Now I got some work.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Oh
okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
We get
I
my
got
my
some
thing
quick
is
reactions.
I got a video coming out on the 13th every month this year.
Okay.
So
All right.
so
All
we're
right.
gonna try to do that again next year.
So,
Well, I mean at least for the next 17, 18 months because we got so many already done, and
okay.
then
Okay. So you and so you're dropping the album on the 13th, you said? And
yeah,
what's the
it'll
name of
be
the album?
full circle.
Full Circle. Okay.
Yep, it's because it's how it all started. It's like, I talk a lot about how, I came in and this shit. I was Jeff McCool. I didn't have no rap name. I didn't know anything, nothing about it. And then I became Brahma Bull of Moccasin Creek and then became the character. I couldn't get away from the character, and it had changed me as a person, as a human. I wasn't a good person for about 3 years. I was this character, and it just wasn't from. And then finally, I was like, I got to get away from that shit. Let me tell my story. It's Jeff McCool again. It's just like, oh damn, it is. It's all full circle.
Full Circle.
It's just a full
Okay.
circle, you know.
Okay. Now
So
this has features. You got features on here?
yeah, let me pull them up real quick.
Yeah.
I
What
just,
kind of
I
features you
just,
got?
uh, I got a lot more on these singles that I got coming out. Well, if I can find you the track listing.
Yeah,
Right digging, told
you
me.
know, because
Let's see.
I know I know I'm prepared to hear some new stuff because
All right.
I was liking the freestyles. So
Well, yeah. Well, March 13th. No, February. Shit, next week.
next week we got
I
one
got a
next
se-
week.
I got a video and a single coming out called McCool Hand Luke.
Oh,
So
okay, cool
I,
hand Luke.
yeah, I
Okay.
got Corey Spires, Simple Man, Mike
Hmm.
Sons, Hard Target, Jericho Stone, Charlie Farley, my boy Jim Star, and I got my 17-year-old stepson on 2 tracks, and he's fire.
Fire, huh? I mean,
Yeah,
he been underneath
he
you enough.
he
You know, he's seen the best do it. You
he,
feel me?
he's
So,
he's got a little bit of a he's got some he's talented, man. I'm trying to that's what I want to dedicate a lot of time toward to next year. He and his mom, we split like 4 years, and yeah, but you'll learn a lot of this about it. She and I, we got married. uh she was a nurse at the time, and then she went on the road traveling with us. Then she started booking for us, then started managing us, and then at one point she was booking almost everybody in this genre. Like at one point she was booking 7 or 8 of us. All the like she became a giant booking agent. Started doing she does very well for herself. But when I got with her, Jake, I mean he had just turned 4. So I mean that's my boy. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
that's my
yeah.
so that's one thing I want to do is spend a lot of time with him over the next couple of years too, crafting his sound because he's one, like I'm not into the new age stuff, but I know that he can really sing and he can really rap and he plays the guitar.
Oh,
He produces beats.
oh,
He does a lot of stuff.
oh. Okay.
Uh, so I tell you what I'm gonna do. Shit, I'm gonna do this right now while we're sitting here. You just can't do nothing with it till the
No, I feel you. Till it's time though. I feel it.
till
But
it's
yeah, man,
time. So
send me that because, like I said, I definitely I'm
you
definitely
want you
looking
you
hard.
want to put your email address out on here or no?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it out here. It's good. I'm gonna put this. It's my email right here for anybody anyway. So it's all good.
Go ahead with it.
Let me see. Okay, hitting wrong numbers. Hold on. Uh, uh, yeah, yeah. So you can just send it to that right there.
I don't see it on my screen.
Oh, you don't see it? Let me
I
see
can't
here.
even scroll
Can,
up.
can you, s- can you see it now? Can you see?
No, my for some reason my thing won't scroll up. Uh
You
shoot
want it's K? I'll put it in your Instagram.
yeah, yeah, shoot it my Instagram because what I'm gonna do is I literally I can tell you what time at 5:02 p.m. today, which has been 2 o'clock your time. I just got back all 19 masters for the album, so I'm gonna shoot that
Oh,
to
okay. Oh, shoot. Oh,
let
hell
you
yeah.
let you peep that out.
I'm take a little. I'm gonna have to do a little preview listen and see what it's all about, man. I
Yeah, it's
love that, man.
different. Yeah, so
And so,
I got my step kid on there twice, and then a lot of stuff. And then, like I said, man, I got all these EPs coming out, a lot of features. I just did a feature. Man, I do a feature about 3 days a week, and I write
oh,
something about every day because I realize not everything's something you want to put out, but writing keeps me sharp and keeps me sane a little
yeah,
bit. So
yeah.
yeah,
Kendrick was just talking about that yesterday. Kendrick Lamar was talking about that.
yeah.
Like, sometimes you might write a song and it even might even sound kind of cool, but you know,
Yeah, you just know. Yeah, like
it's to keep yourself
okay,
sharp.
this is something I need to work with, or I'm going. And that, you know what, man, people need more friends like this. This is what's dope too. All these dudes that are up on these little pedestals and shit, they're surrounded by yes people, right? Like,
Yeah,
and I don't mean that in the sense of, hey man, do you want to go to the club tonight? Yeah. Hey man, you think we should? Yeah. No, they need somebody that like, I'll send a track to Hard Target or Simple Man. Simple, I'll just send a track with a question mark and I'll get back and run it, or nah, dog, that's trash. I'll take no offense, and they do the same shit. Like
but if
you
you
have to, you
Kendrick,
have to have that. You
yes,
have to. Because
Yeah,
if not, as an artist, you're confident. If you're confident enough, it's gonna hurt you because you're gonna put out everything you do thinking it sounds
man.
good, you
Yeah.
know. And then there's times where I'll listen to something, I'm like, damn, why did I put that out? And then I'll listen to some shit somebody puts out, man. I got this new song. It's gonna be the bit, and I'll listen. I'm like, listen, man, I'm not being an asshole, but you can't listen to that as yourself and really think what you just put out is good. You can't,
Yeah, and
but
that's
they
what people
do.
don't do. But
Yeah,
most people don't do that. They can't take themselves out of the picture. You
right,
can't,
right.
you can't say, if this wasn't me, would I listen to this?
Exactly, and that's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow. And
It's hard. It is
there's
hard.
there's three songs on this album that I 1,000% would not have put out had they not wanted me to put it out
Oh yeah,
because
you say,
I'm
yeah,
not
you say,
confident in the sound
yeah,
or I sang or some shit and they're like, nah, bro, it's too cold. The story's too good. You got to, and it always remind myself like they remind me, like Johnny Cash, that bitch couldn't sing, but he could tell stories. That's what you do. Do it. I'm like,
hey,
all right, bet.
hey,
So
hey,
yeah,
style wins. Style
it's
can
yeah.
change the song. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it ain't always about you got to be Whitney Houston or Michael Bolton. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no, yeah.
It's the style. It's just
As long as it
if it
works, you know
fits.
what I'm saying?
If it fits and it's going with the flow of what's going on, yeah,
That's,
definitely, man. But yeah, I'm excited to hear that music, man. Now you're gonna
hell
drop a
yeah.
new song every 13th or a new video.
Well, they're all new songs right now, but when the album comes out on the 13th, all those will be out. But I'm dropping videos from every song off the album.
Oh, so you're gonna do every song off the album, huh?
hmm
Oh,
there might be two that we don't get to do, only because of geographical, like
oh,
whoever,
moving on.
just getting there. Yeah,
Oh,
making it happen. Hold on, I'm sending this right now. Bam, bam.
okay,
Got
yeah,
it.
man.
Sent.
That's dope. That's dope, man. That's real dope, though. Like I said,
Oh yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited to hear that. I'm glad you working with some all these different artists, and then on top of that, then you trying to develop your son as well. That's dope, bro. Like real
I'm
talk.
trying. Yeah, man. It's just I don't know. I just got to where the road wore me out. I was tired of traveling, and I had I had a bet. My lead guitar player, lead singer, literally, dude, like 2 weeks before we were going on our final tour last year, we had like 40 cities ready, set up, do a farewell tour to thank everybody. And my lead guitar player died on Christmas Eve,
No, are you
and
serious?
then oh yeah, then we had another fiasco. It was like, all right, the biggest thing with our whole deal was always our live show. And then it was like, lost him. Um, Something else went down, and it was like, damn. All right, so we had to do that last run with a backing track, guitar player, and drummer. Now, from a fan standpoint, man, this is great. This is up. But for me, just because of where we were at, I felt like I took a step backwards, even though I started with just a DJ, but we had gotten to this point.
But yeah, but you
And
stepped it up.
but I also got to the point too where it's like, man, the travel, people don't realize, man, you got to run it like a business. You're in charge of 5, 6, 7 people, all their pay, all their meals, where they're going, itineraries, babysitting, getting them here, getting them there, doing this, paying the drive. Like, it's just the rehearsal. Like, I mean, there's a lot to it. You don't just
Yes.
when you're running a whole band, like
Yeah.
So it just got to the point where it wore me out, and I was like, ah. So now I'm like, man, if I can do this acoustic thing and go out and tell some stories, do some of the songs, have a good time with small intimate crowds, thanking them and shit, I think that'd be pretty dope. And I could do that for a couple more years on the body. You know what I mean?
No, I
So
definitely hear you there. So when are you thinking you're gonna do that? Like, are you trying to do that in the
we're
summer? Or-
Yeah, we're trying to start around the end of July and run through the fall to do kind of a test run, and then
Yeah.
and as long as it's cool and works the way we think it is, I'd like to go out and do a big one next year possibly. But again, it all depends on that because I mean, damn man, shooting this doc, doing these interviews, starting the pod, doing all that, and then all these EP. Like I've got to do all this because it's me, my 10-pound mini schnauzer, and 35, 36 acres all by myself. So I got to do something. I
Hey,
go
I heard
crazy.
that.
You know what I'm saying? I go crazy. So
Oh man.
I literally, I'll do my chores, do what I got to do during the day. Around 5:30, I'll smoke my first joint, and then I'll start working. That's what I do, and
I heard that though, man.
that's
Hey,
the way
that
I
sound like
do it.
hey, that sound like a good life. I ain't gonna lie to you,
It
bro.
man, I'm
Hey,
great. I'm grateful. I'm very grateful, but it's taken a lot of learning and adjusting the whole. Like people don't. I mean, I ain't never done time, but people that it's like you can feel like that when it's just you and it's just you 24/7. You got to learn to deal with a lot of things. Your head
yeah,
is, that's it's something that I've enjoyed trying to work with and overcome. So I started treating it like a job at this point where I'm like, all right,
yeah,
cool. From 9 to 5, I do this, that, and the other, and then from 5 to 9 is when I spend my studio time, do whatever I do. Like, so I just try to stay busy just so I don't go crazy out here in the middle of damn nowhere.
hey, hey, sound like you got some good stuff going on, man. So,
I'm
hey,
trying. I'm trying.
hey, now, so first of all, I just want to say thank you for even
Nah, for
talking to
sure,
me.
man.
I ain't nobody but just some random ass dude that's trying to react to videos, but I want to tell you that I do appreciate the music that you make. I appreciate the love because I see the love of hip hop, man, and then the fact that you are a pioneer in a whole genre, bro. That's I'm honored just the fact that you even talked to me today, though, big dog. Real
Shit,
talk.
man. Nah, keep doing what you doing. I appreciate it, Huda, for real, man. It's anytime I get to talk about it, I don't care. I'm cool. Like I want more eyes and ears on the history of it more than what's going on right now. That's it. Just to bring it to light that hey, this thing's a lot bigger than people think. Like
Right
there's an age group right now. I'd say 17, 18 years old to about 26, 27 that they truly feel like this stuff started about 6, 7 years ago.
now, I
You
feel
know,
you. And they don't
and
even know. They don't even know where it came from.
right.
And that's good that you're gonna be able to teach them that. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you have a name for the documentary?
Uh, we've got a couple we're waiting on. We're waiting on to make sure domains are available
Okay,
and
okay, okay.
a
Yes, okay.
couple of other
That-
things because
yeah.
you know but yeah we're working on that and I'm excited about it because like I said I've got the confirmations from everybody that needs to be in it but two people in it. One, they're out of the country right now, and the other one I'll talk to tomorrow. So once I get those all lined up, we'll set. And it's kind of cool too because I'm gonna go to each town. It's not like it's no like I'm going to the town. I'm getting an Airbnb in their town so they don't have to travel. They write the menu. I cook the dinner, whatever they want on the menu. I'm cooking the dinner. We're gonna sit down, chop it up over a meal, record that. Just in our own habitat, telling stories, good times, blah blah blah.
Oh, that
All right,
sounds dope.
cool. Dinner's over. Boom. Let's move over to the hot seats. Let's tell this story. Sit down, camera rolls. Who are you? And just go from there and just tell the whole story. So we're gonna make it kind of unique. Where I'm gonna go to them, and we'll have a nice meal. Break bread. If there's any past shit, we talk about it,
Yeah.
whatever. And then we go in and let's just tell the story, man, and then and see what happens. You know what I mean? So
It sound
it's
like that's gonna be dope, bro. Like I said, you gonna get a chance to tell the true story of how it really started. That people can
bro.
know, like you said, the young people. I mean, somebody like myself, and even some of my fan base, because I come from more of that traditional rap base, and
Right, right, right.
so to hear the story. That's why I was like when I actually saw you on Triple T, and he was talking about your history, and I'm like, hold on, bro. Like, I didn't know it was that deep. I thought it just started myself. I was like, and he was
Yeah,
like,
nah.
yeah. He was like, yeah, Moccasin. Oh, he broke down and shit. I'm like, what?
Mine
I'm thinking
is
this shit
yeah,
just
it's
like with Adam and them started this shit or something. I don't know.
yeah,
To
and that's
me,
the thing. I talked to Adam today, and that's the thing we were talking about. It was like, hey, look, I've said it a million times. I don't have no problems with anybody. I don't. I think people's egos get a hold of. There's been times where, just as a man, but even during in the genre where I didn't want to mess with nobody. I just needed time to myself. I needed 5 or 6. So I wasn't like, just leave me alone. I get where people's mindsets are on that. Sometimes you just need to be left alone, but you don't alienate yourself from your peers, is what I'm saying. Like, I get along with everybody, this, that, but Adam and we talked today, and we were just talking about that, how he was like, same thing. It was like, he's only been doing this about 6 years in this lane. And
Yeah.
and I'm not knocking. I'll never say anything negative about what he's done for it. But it's the same thing with Upchurch. When he came in, he took this shit by storm. His numbers are 10, 12, 15, 18 times more than 95% of us. What he's done is phenomenal. I'll never knock that. I don't knock his work ethic, knock anything. Uh, we like, we don't have a relationship, but we were always cordial in the past. We talked several times and whatnot. I just think if he were to come on and be like, he right now, he was like, hey man, let's squash all this shit, everything. But at the same time, I think it's good for the genre because eyes are on it. But it's the problem is fan bases. This is what I need to explain. I need to explain this the right way. Again, I don't knock church. I don't knock Adam. I don't knock anybody in this business. Make your money, do what you're doing, go out, kill it, blah blah blah. Don't talk shit about me or bring my name up in a wrong light. And that's it. I mean, I
Yeah.
treat you how you treat me. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But uh, shit, where was I going with the numbers? Oh man, I was going with this. Oh man. Damn, where was I going with that? I just lost my train of thought.
It
We
sound like you was talking about just the not getting along and not working together with each other.
Yeah, yeah. I wish everybody would, because if everybody would get on the same page and do one gigantic project that had everybody involved, not
Yeah.
not everybody. I'm saying like one, and made actual good songs, not out there trying to outdo let's go make some good songs and put out a 10 or 12 album compilation type deal.
Compilation.
It
No,
it it
definitely.
it would be huge. It would bring more eyes to the genre. It would bring more
Yeah.
eyes, on all that stuff. But all right, man. What I can't remember what I was getting at with that, but it was damn. That's that old age and too much
Hey,
weed and whiskey over the
hey,
years.
I do that all the time, player.
But no,
Especially
yeah, I think it was more or less along the lines of that. Like, it it's been around a lot longer, but they took it to a whole nother level. And
yeah.
and that and to me that's cool. I don't hate on it.
But
But
that's
when you
everything.
start saying shit like, man, y'all can't do what I do, that's not
Yeah.
true. Just
Yeah.
the fan base is different. And
Yeah.
fan bases, once they cling on to something, they cling on to it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it is what it is. So I mean, yeah, I do my thing. I'd love to get him. I mean, I don't know, dude. It's just, I'd like everybody to kind of do
I
it.
would I do too. Like I said, I think the song that pulled me in was him and Adam Calhoun and Upchurch's song together. That was one of the songs that pulled me. I was like, holy shit. I ain't gonna
Mm-hmm.
lie, and I ain't trying to be funny. I said these two white boys was
Yeah.
going hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like I ain't
Yeah.
never heard two white boys rap on a song like that together. That was just rapping. They was
Yeah, for
rapping.
sure. For
And
sure.
so
Rap.
I was like, oh shit, these dudes is rapping. Like fuck all the crazy whatever. They was
Mm-hmm.
just rapping. I'm going in. I'm saying the sickest bars that I could come up with, and that's what
Yeah.
I loved about it. And so I feel like you saying if everybody was to come together, you had your hard targets, your Adams, your up churches, all these people, everybody came together on the album, Denim. I mean,
It'd be
Demon
dope.
Jones,
Mm-hmm.
Brodniks, everybody all on one project. Oh, bro,
It'd be dope.
y'all
Yeah.
kill the game right now, bro. Y'all would
It,
actually take over,
It'd be
like
it
literally.
it'd be super fire. Yeah, I mean it's just it ain't mine to really speak on because I don't know all the intricacies to what went down, like what
Yeah,
caused the whole thing. I do know that oh, that's what I was getting at. Bam, boom. So Traeger made and all them, they drop all the disses and shit. So this is where we differ. And I'm not clowning the fan base. What I'm simply saying is that a 19 to 25-year-old redneck country rap fan I will bet you every dollar I make the rest of my life are not familiar with King of the Dot. They're not familiar with battle rap leagues. They're not
No,
familiar with bars. They don't understand that
no,
Ryan Hard Target Fleming ripped the fucking throats out of everybody that he put on blast in his diss track. His bars, his substance, they were absurd. They're
yeah,
fly over
I know.
heads, and it's not due to it's not an intelligence thing. It's they're not
It's
listening for that because they're not accustomed to that culture. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Because bar anybody that thinks that I don't care. My Traeger made family, they're like, listen, we got this. We're gonna do. Anybody that thinks that what they did on the other side compared to lyrically to what Simple Man and Target did, they're fucking stupid. Like
yeah.
it was just a whole different level. And I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just saying people are just so quick now to be like, oh, that shit's trash. Ha ha ha. You didn't listen to one word or you don't
No,
understand the
no.
punchlines. You don't get anything. The you know, like Target had a part where he said, "You're the symbol of a breakdown, so I'll beat you like a tiny
The
drum."
Giants
Like
drum. Yeah, no, no, no.
people are
Yes.
like,
Now,
"What?
the matter of fact,
What?
that blasphemy is punchline after
Cold?
punchline after
Yeah, it's
fucking
cold.
punchline.
It's cold.
He ex blasphemy. He went hard, bro. He was
Cold."
dropping more punchlines than that shit. I actually listened to it a second time, and I was like, "Holy shit! I didn't trip off of how many
You
fucking
know what?
punchlines."
You know what tickles me too is watching all these people talking about how long y'all been sitting on them, how long y'all been writing them. Y'all did. Do y'all, bro? I have sat in the studio with this dude 150 times. We have literally written a song, mixed, mastered it, went out in the yard, recorded the video, and started on the next track that day. The shit, like I've what it tickles me so bad. People, I see comments like, "Oh man, they, there's no way." Like you don't even know the words of that song. No shit, it was written 4 minutes ago. That's
Yeah,
why there's a lot of B footage where you
yeah,
can't
yeah,
remember
yeah.
the
You
word.
can't
Like
remember. Hey, no, I feel
nobody
you.
was nobody's sitting on shit. That's a real ass MC. Dusty's a real ass. Simpleman's a real ass MC. Like that's what they do. Like get in, let's write this shit, let's get it to the throat and go. Like man, people say this shit was they were sitting on this. Come on, bro. Like I've
Yeah,
seen this dude work, and it's he doesn't write. He literally like he punches in. He'll put his
punches
headphones
in.
in,
Yeah, punch in.
listen to the beat, do a couple dope ass bars, and pause,
Yeah,
pause, and then he'll go back in and like
and then
I
recut it after you get it
and
together. No, I
I
feel you.
learned that from him. I started that about 5 years ago, and it's just
Yeah,
like changed.
yeah.
But yeah, man, that a bunch of that shit tickled me, and it was like you could see who real hip hop fans were, and who people that just didn't want to alienate or leave a fan. But that's fine, dude. If music's music, it's subjective. I get it. But if you can't be uh, humble enough or grown up enough to listen and be like, oh yeah, that shit was super hard. Like you don't need to comment like cause
No, I
it's,
feel you. I definitely feel you though.
I
Real
mean
talk though.
yeah there was some like is he real? Then I'm Palestine. I'm like what the fuck like bro like the bitch is he's an alien dog him and Simple Man's
No,
bro
Simple Man, hey, and I love his voice. Simple Man got a dope voice too, though, bro.
yeah and he's got
I'm a
a
big
lot of
voice
ranges
fan.
but both of
Range,
them
yeah,
I'm blessed man to get to call them friends and get to work with them because every time I'm in the studio with them it's like just one thing. Hey man, change this or go up here with your voice. Like, it just changes everything. So I'm always I'm forever indebted to those dudes, man. They've helped me immensely. So I'm just anxious to see where everything goes and excited about where it's going. And only time will tell.
only time to tell, man. Hey, man. Well,
Yep,
I appreciate you coming here, man. I
for
appreciate
sure,
you
for sure.
talking to your boy, man. This
Yeah.
was dope. Now you blessed me with some music.
Oh
I can't
yeah,
wait. I can't wait
yeah,
to listen to this shit. I can't wait till you put it out so I can do all kinds of reactions. Like I said, now you're giving me some content to react to. I can't wait. You said the 13th of every month you're dropping a vid, right? So
yes sir.
we'll definitely be ready for that every month. And
Yep.
I just want to thank you again for coming here, talking to your boy, and just showing mad love to the Old Man Huda channel. Like I said, we trying to grow and build, man. But one of the things that I'm here for is to appreciate good music.
We all trying to grow and build. No, I appreciate it too. I just texted you on the Instagram the first track you need to listen to because that's like I said, that's my whole goal is I'm trying to get some other people and help them out at this point, man. It's like
Okay, for sure, and that's the thing too. If you got some artists that you think are dope, send me the
yeah,
links.
yeah, I
I've been
got
I've
you.
been I've been doing the lac. I just started doing the lax the other day. I got into dirty the other day. Mike Sons. I just learned the Mike Sons on your song. You and Mike Sons at
Yeah,
Cigarettes Monte
he
Carlos,
he's
and
got
I'm
some
like, I,
he's got
I'm
some
like,
dope shit coming.
yeah, he's coming. I'm getting him next week. I'm finna drop
He,
about three, four
he
reactions for him next week.
he's got
Um,
some
so
dope shit coming too,
so
for real.
so
But
that's why I'm like, man, I'm trying to build because I love this music. This shit is
hell
dope to
yeah,
me, and I think you guys have a dope lane, man. It's a
it's
lane
different.
that,
It's different
yeah,
for
it's
sure.
definitely it's definitely different, bro. And it's something that for me it feels good. It's like it's new, it's fresh, and it's got a good feel, and it's not negative. You get to a certain age, you don't want
You
that
get
negativity.
tired.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I like positive vibes. I want to just listen to good music and have a good time, and so you guys seem to keep that vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I love the music, and I'm just gonna keep rocking out with y'all,
hell
man.
yeah. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, hit me up anytime. Peep that out. Let me know what you think.
Oh man, I'm definitely gonna hit you out, man.
For
You gonna
sure,
see
for
a lot of
sure.
reactions, and I'm still reacting to. I'm still going back to the catalog. I got Porch Honky coming, bro.
Bro, that
I,
was
I like that, and
that
that's what I'm
that
talking about, dude. I like that
that
shit,
was
dude.
a
Like,
trip. How that started too, because wrote that shit on a pizza box one night in Arkansas.
what?
Yeah, and my homeboy ER, he's in the video, big old black dude. He's actually he's the producer for all of Jesse and New Breed. Like he's with Outlaw Nation. He makes all their music. He's a beast, dog.
Oh,
He's a
for
bad.
real? Oh, them beats
Yeah.
be knocking. Them beats
So
be.
we was sitting on the bus one night bullshitting, and I looked at somebody came in and said some honky something or other, whatever, and I said, damn, it hit me. I was like, ER. I said, porch honky. He's like, that's funny. I said, funny, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, not racist funny, right? He's like, no. I said,
No,
let's go.
no,
Because I was like,
no,
that
no.
shit's
It's
like this
not.
thing. Yeah, I was
It's
like,
not.
it ain't.
As soon as I seen the name, I said, "Let me watch this. I want to see
Yeah,
what
that
this
shit was
goes."
just, and it was funny, dog. We wrote that shit. We was in Arkansas, and that's actually we filmed it at where I hunt at the hunting camp, and I called off. I mean, it's backwoods Arkansas, and I called my homeboy. I was like, "Hey man, we need to shoot a video out of the hunting camp." And he's like, "When?" I said, "Tomorrow morning." He said, "How many people?" I said, "I don't know, 15, 20." He said, "What do we need to wear?" And I was like, "Oh, just show up as y'all." That's all you need to know. That was
Just show up as y'all.
it. And they did. This shit was classic. So it
Yeah, no,
was
I did a reaction to that, man. I like that song,
that
bro.
shit's funny.
I was like, he a fool for that one. I love it
that,
though. He said the
that was
first
funny,
honky.
man. That was a trip. Shit.
For
All right,
sure.
Huda, man. I appreciate it, dog. Yeah, help me
All right,
on
bro.
anytime, man. We'll catch
Indeed,
up.
bro. Let's
Yeah.
catch
All right,
up,
man.
man. So,
All
all
right.
right, now.
I'm
Thank you, brother. All right, now. Peace. Woo! What is going on? What's happening, y'all? Hey, that was dope, bro. That was probably a great 2-hour interview. I had a good time with my man, Jeff McCool. If you don't know, go check out some of his stuff, man. I got some reactions coming. I just dropped 3 reactions today, 2 reactions today. I think I dropped 2 yesterday. Got a couple more coming this weekend. I need y'all to just get in with my man. I got a reaction to him and Mike Son's song called "Cigarettes in Monte Carlos." That song is a certified banger. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really just trying to be down with the cause and see what it do with my man, uh, Moccasin Creek, aka Jeff McCool. Man, hey, get in, hit that like button and share button, and subscribe to my channel, man. I appreciate all of y'all, man, that's been here watching this 2-hour interview. It's been a long interview, but damn, that was informative. I really learned a lot about the genre of country rap, the old school, And man, that was great, man. So we definitely gonna drop this video this weekend. We're gonna drop some clips from this interview. And guess what though? Tomorrow I got Hard Target coming through. Oh yeah, this is one hell of a Super Bowl weekend, y'all. Hard Target is coming tomorrow, y'all. Same bad time, same bad channel. We gonna be here, brother, and it's going down. So I need y'all to come back. Tell your friends. We about to try to flip this whole thing, man. It's about to be a new era here at the Old Man Huda channel. We doing interviews. We doing all kinds of things to delve a little bit deeper into this music thing. So please mess with your boy. Let's keep rocking out. It's your boy Old Man Huda. I want to thank you again, Jeff McCool, for being such a great dude, for being a legend in the game of country rap and really putting down some real stuff, man. So, hey, let's go. Out of here like last year, man. Peace.